And it's the big one. It's Chelsea versus Manchester United. The international break is over and we are right back in it. In this world of, is Jose Mourinho the right man for Manchester United? Well, we're going to find out today. If he can pull off a result today at his old stamping ground, and I think there's a lot of people that will sit up and take notice, United fans included, of course. If you are live, this is the live stream watch-along. If you want the match reaction, the link's in the video description for that. We don't know what the result is yet, though, so you're lucky you do. You know what? I predicted United would lose this game because I think everything suggests that they would. But you know what kicks in? Not Adidas, Manchester United. That kicks in. The loyalty, the love for the club, the passion, the craving to win a game of football. So, look, I don't think Mourinho's the right man for Manchester United. I understand why a lot of people think Chelsea are going to win today. But it's a game. It's a Manchester United game. And yes, I expect us to lose this game, theoretically. But in my heart, I'm 100% behind Manchester United, and I want us to pull something off today. I want us to win today. You know, Jose Mourinho, whether he goes in 10 minutes, 10 months, or 10 years, Manchester United will remain, and we'll still be supporting Manchester United. And I want Manchester United to win this game. It would be a massive, massive victory, and I dare to believe that we can do it, and I hope that we can do it. So there we go. That's how I stand on it. So you're all very, 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 very welcome. It might be a draw, says Ellen Ward. I do think that we are 3 minutes away from team news. I do think that if Hazard is injured, that's big, big positive, says Mataka, but he's the only person saying that. Paul Robinson says he knows the only thing we're all pulling off today. Yeah, well, a little bit rude there, but look, it's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult, and I certainly do agree with that. But as Ellen Ward said, it could be a draw today. I personally think a draw is the worst possible result for United because it leaves us in limbo. We need, after that Newcastle game, we need to kick on from that, or we need to fall off from that. I think a draw just leaves us in that halfway house that we really don't want to be in. So we need to kick in. We need to get that result. That is what we need from this game today. And I want us to win. As I say, I think a draw would come away from it and be like, where we are in the league, we could go down to 12th today. Because teams below us, I think Watford have got winnable games. So we could draw today and be down to 12th. That's disastrous. So I want to win. That's what I want. I don't want to draw. I know in the context of everything, well, a draw's not bad. And I think you're right. I think a draw, that's the thing. A draw would be a middle ground where we'd all have to sit there and go, it's not a bad result. But actually, it is crap when you look at the league. We've got to go out and win these sort of games. We've had a bad start to the season, and it's now the time to do it. FaZe Mood says, we need Herrera today. Really interested to see what the team's going to be. Obviously, the team news is going to be coming out literally in about 60 seconds' time. I will have Ross joining me for that as well. Be taking your comments as per usual. But there was a rumour that it's Lindelof and Smalling at centre-backs, Ashley Young at right-back, Mata in the midfield three with Pogba and Matic, and Martial, Rashford and Lukaku starting. If that rumour is correct, it seems very, 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 very attacking to me for us to be doing that. And I'd be very, very, very encouraged by it if we do. It doesn't seem like the sort of thing that Jose Mourinho would do. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Hope we win today, says Kunal. And I'd take a draw with United only winning once in the last 16, says Chewy. Look, theoretically, of course, you'd rather draw than lose. But I don't think we're in that situation. I suppose, Chelsea away. To be fair, Chelsea away, you take a draw. But we've had such a bad start to the season. A point. We're so far behind everybody. We can't afford to be losing any more ground. And we will lose ground because if we draw, Liverpool are going to win. Spurs are going to win. Arsenal are going to win. City are going to win. So they're all going to make another 2 points on us. And that's what happens when you have a bad start to the season. You put yourself in this situation. Anyway, the team news is out. And the leaked team news is absolutely spot on. It's a very attacking lineup from Manchester United. David De Gea in goal. Young, Lindelof, Smalling and Shaw, Mata, Matic and Pogba, Rashford, Lukaku and Martial. So that is the sort of team we've been craving for years. For years and years and years. That is a very, very good team. On the bench, Eric Bailly, Darmian, Andreas, Ander Herrera, Fred and Alexi. No pace for Fellaini, no return for Lingard. I mean, you could have played Herrera. But I'm impressed by that lineup with Jose. Very, very impressed. Very, very impressed indeed. I've got to be honest with you. I'm very impressed with that lineup. Really, really good from United. Very, very impressed. I'm in bed still, says WJ Davies. Mata's better than Silva. It's Thiago Miguel. That is a good lineup for Manchester United. I'm going to... Andy Stewart says he thought that Matic was injured. I had heard this morning that he'd passed the fitness test. I mean, Matic is a player that concerns me in this game. But the reality is that Marouane Fellaini is not playing, which I think is a big, big positive. So I'm very, very pleased with that team. Very pleased. I've got to change it. I've got to change what I predicted on my right-hand side. But for those joining us a little bit later, your team news is De Gea in goal, Ashley Young right back, Smalling and Lindelof. I mean, he's changed the centre-backs again. I mean, that's the only thing I would say is that he's changed the centre-backs again. Luke Shaw at left-back, Matic and Pogba. So Pogba will be playing a little bit deeper. Mata, Martial, Rashford, Lukaku. So we've got players there. I mean, it's just... It's a really exciting lineup, but it makes no sense to how Jose has been doing things. It's like he's left Fellaini out. He's left Alexis Sanchez out, but I can't complain about it. I'm pleased about it. You know, maybe that's the sort of positivity we need. Because Fellaini's not even made the bench, so Bay's on the bench. But I'm going to be joined by Ross. So while Ross is talking, I can just change the overlay for the lineup as well. Ross, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing, Mark?
I'm good. I tell you what. I mean, I saw this leaked team about an hour ago. I'm in that mood now where it's like, yes, I want Jose to be sacked, and I'm very worried about this game. But it's a United game, so the optimism kicks in. And I'm, you know, I was surprised when I saw that leaked team because it's way too attacking for Jose, and he's gone and done it. So, you know, hopefully it's a sign of this. I may as well go down fighting and go for it.
Absolutely. The one concern is Matic for me, but yeah, Martial, Rashford, Mata, Lukaku does read well. I do agree with dropping Sanchez. I just think him and Mata, I don't think should be playing in the same team. I think they, in the second half, Newcastle were running into each other's spaces too much, and you had to pick one. But I think Sanchez is a better player, but Mata's having more influence on a game over 90 minutes at the minute. I know he plays 45 against Newcastle, but it was a stunning 45. So I really like the look of this team. It could be 4-4-2, it could be 4-2-3-1, either or. I think we should play them both, to be honest, depending on how Chelsea set up. Really pleased with it though. And look, you've got Martial looking like he's capturing a bit of form back. Rashford looked immense for England against Spain. I'd play Rashford up top with Lukaku. I just think Lukaku's too isolated for United. He needs support. I like the way Rashford played off Kane. Why can't we recreate that in the United shirt?
Well, it's interesting actually you saying that because we assume it will be a 4-3-3, and there's a lot of people talking about it in the live comments. But it may not be a 4-3-3. It might, like you say, it might be a sort of Mata to the right hand side, because we all crave Mata on the right hand side. I think it's been said many a time, but it's very rare that we see that. We all crave Mata as a number 10. It's very rare that we see that. So maybe we're going to see Mata to the right hand side, Martial to the left hand side, a midfield two of Matic and Pogba, and then Rashford sort of dropping off Lukaku. Although that would be very dangerous because we know that Chelsea play a midfield three.
Yeah, it would be dangerous. I can kind of see us going a little bit the same way that England did, which is playing on the break, which is fine. I've got nothing against that away from home against Chelsea, as long as we execute it well and we give the support around Lukaku. And that may be Martial and Rashford as a 4-3-3. Bring it on, I'd say. The debate would be who's going to play on the right. Let's rotate it. Why not? Why not put Lukaku on the right for a little bit? Why not move Rashford and Martial up top? I think them three need to intertwine better than they have, because they look a bit static and in their positions, and that is down to the coach. But that front three is damaging. It really is damaging. So yeah, let's hit them with it.
It's interesting you mentioned the England result, because that game was absolutely spot on as to how we should approach this match against Chelsea. I just want to bring in the Chelsea team news for people as well, because there was some rumour, which obviously is not true, about Eden Hazard not playing. So Kepa in goal, Azpilicueta, David Luiz, Rudiger, Alonso, Jorginho, Kovacic and Kante, Willian, Morata and Hazard. Giroud on the bench, Ross Barkley on the bench. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm very happy that Morata's playing up front, because Giroud, I think, would cause us more problems with his height. I think Morata I would hope that we can deal with him. But Kovacic or Barkley, I mean, they're either or. It's a very, very strong team, and that midfield is what can, as well as Willian and Hazard, it's that midfield, Jorginho, Kante and Kovacic. It's going to be I think you said it, I worry about Matic.
Yeah, worry about Matic. You're spot on with Giroud, mate. Every time I've watched Giroud play against United, he's caused us problems. I think that Lindelof should have enough to deal with Morata, which shows you what I think of Morata as a player, to be honest. I don't think if Giroud would have played, he'd have been all over Lindelof and he'd have just failed. So I think that's a great positive. I also think it's a bit of a positive that Ross Barkley's not playing. I know Kovacic and Jorginho have linked up well, but Ross Barkley's form this season has been excellent. So I think that's another positive for us. But it's one of these games, it's literally make or break for Jose. I have no doubts if we lose this, he's going to get sacked. I really do believe that. And I've no doubts if he win it, he won't be. I think the players are going to run through brick walls for him today. I really do. And I've just got this positivity about this game.
Everybody's sort of written us off, haven't they, actually? And you know what? Even in my preview, I was like, yeah, I can't see us winning this game, to be honest with you. But then on match day, you're like, yeah, Chelsea fans are right up, their own arse, and I want United to win, and I really hope that we do it. I mean, what is your prediction? Are you stuck in between the two, or does your head say one thing, heart say another, or are you confident United can get a result?
I've since Fergie left, I've seen all United's best performances have gone into games as the underdogs. We've turned up at Liverpool, we've got results when we shouldn't have done. We've done it against a lot of teams, even City last season, to be honest. That's what we're the best at the minute, it seems, being the underdog. We're no good at dominating games. We can't do it. We go 1-0 up, we bottle it. I think this game is just set up quite well for where we are at the minute. Look, obviously, I think they've got the best player in the Premier League at the minute because Salah's tailed right off. So it is going to be tough. There's going to be, and with that back four, Ashley Young on the right, I bet Eden Hazard is licking his lips at that, to be honest. But he needs his support. That's going to be the worry. I think that's going to be where we will fall short if players like Mata are dropping in to support Ashley Young at right back, because he's going to need it. But it's going to just push us too deep. That's going to be the concern. But if we get quick balls out, up to Lukaku, hopefully the ball doesn't bounce off him like it always does. That's going to be our out ball. But he needs players round him. It's no good pumping the ball up to Lukaku on his own, because it ain't going to work. He can't hold the ball up that well anyway. He needs the players around him.
It's interesting you say that about Young, because I think the initial team news comes in, and it is correct to my right now. It is De Gea, Young, Lindelof and Smalling, Luke Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Mata, Martial, Rashford and Lukaku. And I think your initial thing is you're drawn to the attacking intent there, which there clearly is. I mean, you don't pick Martial, Mata, Rashford unless you are going to have a little bit of a go. And I think United need to do that, and it's brave. And I think I understand why Jose's done that. I just didn't think he would do it. But then after you've had that initial enthusiasm, Ross, you do then wonder to the fact that Chelsea are still a good team. They are top of the league, and you look at their strengths and you look at where those weaknesses for United could be, despite the attacking intent. You mentioned Young and Hazard. I think you're spot on there. But what also concerns me is Lindelof. I like Lindelof, but I don't understand why we're changing Smalling and Bailly, other than the fact that he subbed Bailly off, didn't he, after half an hour against Newcastle, so it was probably inevitable. But he's changed his centre-backs again, and I just worry about Lindelof. I do. I think I would have played Bailly, but maybe that performance against Newcastle did for him.
No, I would have played Lindelof today. That's my opinion. I know a lot of people would disagree, but I just thought Bailly looked shot to pieces against Newcastle, to be honest. I
remember you saying that, to be fair.
He hasn't looked much better. I'd have been half tempted to, for me, it would have been Phil Jones or Lindelof, and that shows the state of our defensive situation at the minute. The one thing that I am really shocked about, actually, is, and I don't know if he's injured, so I could be well off the pace here, is Darmian.
He's on the bench,
If I was looking at this team, looking at who we're against, looking at what we have, I would never have picked Ashley Young today. And I don't think I've ever put Darmian forward as a starting position, but this has got him written all over it today. This is not a game where our right back's going to be pushing forward, putting in crosses. That's not what he's there to do today. So Ashley Young is picked purely on his defensive capabilities today.
And his captaincy skills. Well, to be fair, Ashley Young, you talk about Eric Bailly, but Ashley Young, I know I agree Eric Bailly looked off the pace against Newcastle, but Ashley Young was blatantly at fault for their 2 goals. And yet here he is playing. I mean, I don't know what Dalot's got to do. I think it's probably just because he's young that he doesn't get picked. But yeah, I can understand why you'd say Darmian. I mean, in some ways we're lucky because obviously McTominay and Fellaini are carrying injuries. And so, the bench doesn't look too bad. You've got Herrera, Pereira, Fred, Alexis Sanchez, Eric Bailly. I mean, the bench is strong. It is a strong bench for a change. But I don't.
I'd go against that. And say we're not lucky that Fellaini's injured, because this shows what I'm thinking about Matic at the minute. I really think Fellaini's a better footballer than Matic at this current moment in time, and I think Fellaini would have given us more than Matic.
He's terrible at the moment, isn't he?
It's annoying that he hasn't picked Fred, but I think Fellaini is a better player than Matic currently and offers United more.
I personally, I mean, I can't moan too much about the team because it is attacking. It has got Mata, it has got Rashford, it has got Martial. I think we're going to see Pogba playing very deep, but I did feel that the midfield 3. I mean, personally, I wouldn't have gone as attacking as Jose has, so I've got to give him some applause there, because my midfield 3 wouldn't have had Mata in it. I think Mata played very well in the second half against Newcastle, but we went gung-ho. I think other than that, he's been shit for months. Really shit. He was terrible against Leicester. But I would have put Fred or Herrera in that midfield with Matic and Pogba, just to combat Jorginho, Kante and Kovacic, because I think that's where the game's going to be won and lost. And I agree with you, Matic is a weak link. So I'll probably, Fred's debatable, isn't he? Has Fred adapted? Is he getting the game time he deserves? But Ander Herrera, especially against Chelsea, I think Herrera would have been a really useful player to chuck in there. But I can't moan about it because he's gone for, like Ayman Ishak says, he's gone to counter-attack there. What do you? A lot of people saying in the live comments they think it will. Richard Duff says Jose's lost it, mate. I mean, I don't know whether there is a feeling that Jose's just given. He is very, and people will laugh about this because Manchester United, huge business, it's Premier League, the world's watching. But Jose is capable of just picking a team to sort of say, I told you so, isn't he? And this seemed, I'm amazed he's gone with a team like this, to be honest. And I suppose if it goes wrong, he can say, told you so.
The one thing I think it brings us, people are not going to like what I say about this, or they may do, is I think it really states who the attacking players are, and there's no ambiguous decisions over that. I think we fall short with giving Pogba this fake free roll, which means he just doesn't track back. I think what this formation does is it locks Pogba in front of that back four.
Yeah.
And Matic, they're both there, and I think that's good for Pogba because he gets lost in the game where he just sort of, he can't attack and defend at the same time. That's not his game. I think he's proven that to everyone. But what it does is it gives Pogba this role of pick the ball up and just pass it forward. The players, hopefully, if we set up right and they don't all get back, will be in front of you. And Pogba's the one to unlock that. So I think that could be good for Pogba. He did do well in the deeper position. Centre-back's not his role, but slightly deeper did help him out. And I'm starting to think that that's his role because I've said it for a long time. I think it's a myth that Pogba's a box-to-box player. He isn't, and I haven't even seen that for France. He's a deep-line player that can ping the ball quick. He doesn't get around the pitch that quick for me. That's my opinion on him.
Sophia Day makes a great point. I'm excited to see this attacking lineup and it can give us some better football. Look, whatever happens with Jose Mourinho, I said this in the week. If he can turn this situation around and win the next 7 or 8 games, which include Chelsea today, Juventus twice and Man City, then I'm not a stubborn football fan. I will change my mind. 2 months ago, for 2 years, I'd backed Mourinho and I never thought I'd turn on him. And then the start to this season, I just had enough of him. And that's where I am at the moment. But I can come back, and I truly believe anybody can come back. But he's got to do what he's doing today. And a team lineup means nothing. We've got to go and put the performance in. You can still park the bus even with that team. So let's not, let's wait till the game actually happens. But I'm loving the positivity in there because the vast majority of the live comments are United fans, and we want to win this game and we want to play well. I just think that where the question will be if we win this game today, Ross, is where's this been for 2.5 years? Why is it taking your neck on the chopping line to go and do this? Because it's I think about the trips to Anfield. I think about previous trips to Stamford Bridge under Mourinho. I mean, he's been there 3 times. We've not scored any goals. And then today you look at that team and you think no matter what the result, I can't see that team not scoring goals because it's got so much potential in there to score goals. It's a little bit sad that it's so late, but who knows? If he got a result today, maybe he would play this way more often, or maybe it would just be back to normal. I don't know, but I've got to be positive, not just because I'm a United fan, but also we are getting. It's very easy to be critical of Jose, but when he actually picks a team that we want to see, Rashford and Martial starting in the same team is very rare in a big Premier League game. As much as I think he's hanging by a thread, I do applaud what he's done today.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think all the onus is on Jose. I'm still massively on the fence with this. Before the Newcastle game, I wanted to get rid of him. I'm 50-50 today. I'm gonna let this game play out, and if we win it, I'm as fickle to say I'll back him. If we lose it, I want to boot him. That's where I'm at with it, and that sounds really flip-floppy, but that is literally where I'm at with it. I think he has played this attacking football once or twice, maybe even it's a handful of times, and every time he's done it, the players are let him down. And that's where his anxiousness to do that, because it is a results business. He knows if he goes on a run of results and loses them, he's out. It's come close, but I think he can still turn this around with results. But what it needs is players to start playing for him, and we know he's got Luke Shaw playing for him. I'm not sure with Lukaku, but we keep saying it with Pogba, and he's so key to Jose Mourinho's future at United, because he is our most influential player on the football pitch. So that's where I'm at with it today. I think if we see the players fighting, we see Pogba, we grind a result out, we see some togetherness, it will show what Jose's doing is starting to slowly work. He is handicapped with the back four, and I don't agree with the argument that he's had money to spend on the back four, because so's Klopp, so's Pep Guardiola, and they all got it wrong, and they got given more money to correct it. Jose never did.
Luca's made a contribution. He says, we're going to win today. Shout out to Mark and Ross. Thanks, Luca. And Raj Delakia says, United played an almost similar team against City last year at Old Trafford, an exciting team, but we still managed to somehow park the bus at home. Just to pick up on what Ross was saying there, is that if we win this game today, I've already said it, if we win this game today, I'll still be Mourinho out. And I know that sounds really harsh, but he's tricked us too many times before. I'll be absolutely ecstatic, and then as the dust settles later on, I will say I'm still Mourinho out, because one game doesn't make one sunny day doesn't make a summer, and one positive game under Mourinho doesn't mean he's going to stay that way. He needs to do it week in, week out. But it's almost irrelevant to talk about that, because it's going to. We're talking about if we win this game. I think if we did win this game, it would be absolutely huge for Manchester United to do that. Hello.
Sorry, Matt, I was just answering your doorbell.
Yeah, I've got somebody to do that, don't worry. This lineup reaction just shows how easily United fans can be hoodwinked, says Rowley. I don't think so. I think we will we will judge it on the performance. Too many times, Ross, we've made mistakes about lineups the other way many times. I remember Chelsea at United a couple of years ago. Mourinho put out a very weird team. It was that Herrera man-marking team, and it was like, we're going to get battered. It was when Chelsea were going to win the league. We're going to get battered, and they put in a performance. So I think lineups are great to talk about, but as much as that's an attacking team, it doesn't mean we won't get beat 4-0. It doesn't mean we won't win 4-0. A lineup is hard, isn't it? It's hard to predict.
Kind of feel like it's gone a bit beyond that as well, though. I think if Jose did that, right, let's put Herrera on, Hazard, grind out a 1-0. Look, he may do that today with another player, but I don't know if it'd be enough for him at the minute. I think he needs that second half against Newcastle single-handedly saved his job. And that was 15 minutes of good football, to be honest. Maybe half hour. He needs something like that today. I think if he can blow this team away 2-3-0, look, that's a massive call against Chelsea away, and I don't think it's ever going to happen. But if he can do it, he knows how much support he's going to get. He knows that he's going to turn the tide. The pundits will have to start talking about us again as a serious threat.
I think if he did do it, you're right. Yeah.
That's where the team lineup comes out for me. You've got to play the informed players. You've got to play the players with confidence. If Rashford had a crap international break, would have seen Sanchez today. I think he's doing the right things, and I think Sanchez does need a bit of time out. And what a player to bring off the bench as well. I'll tell you what is the massive concern for me, Mark, and I don't know about you, but it's who's going to take the set pieces today, because every time Rashford pulls up to a corner, I literally lose it.
I tell you, it'd be nice to see. It would be nice to get out of Rashford what Southgate gets out for Rashford. And I think that's a bit embarrassing for Mourinho, and it might be why he's starting him today, because whenever he plays for England, he produces. I know sometimes he finishes one-on-ones, but that's Rashford for you. But his actual performances, especially in that game against Spain, was fantastic. So I think Mourinho is right to pick him, and hopefully, if you get the best out of Martial, Lukaku and Rashford and Mata today, we will be a handful. I know that sounds laughable, but they are very good players, and it will be laughable. And Ross is right. If we were to win this game 2 or 3-0, regardless of whether you're still Mourinho in or out, it would almost be irritating, because you'd be like, Chelsea are genuine title contenders. We've been to their place. We played an attacking team. We played them off the park. And if you look at the reason we've dropped points this season, a lot of it has been down to the same old stupid tactics, negative, putting midfielders as centre backs. And you look at that West Ham game as well a few weeks ago. But no, let's not be deluded about it. We don't know what's going to happen. I think it would be a stunning performance to produce a result. I do think that there is weaknesses in United's team, and Ross has quite rightly drawn attention to Young. Minnie says Mata's too slow. I think Mata is too slow, and it's how we use Mata today. I think Mata's got to almost be near Lukaku as a number 10 for me, and I think Rashford and Martial are going to have to provide the support to Luke Shaw and Young, Ross, because I think if Mata finds himself on that right-hand side, Hazard and Alonso, who likes to get forwards, I think Rashford's going to play a very defensive role today to support Ashley Young.
Yeah, he may do, and that's the concern. Is who's going to cover him? He needs the cover. He absolutely needs that cover. The centre backs need the cover from Matic. That's where we fall short in every game, because Jose's right to do that. The players do need covering in their position, but they shouldn't. They should be good enough. We should have a right back that we can, like Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw needs no cover at left back. I know sometimes he's exposed, but I just feel that he can handle that, and that's what we need in every position along that pitch. And that may be a confidence thing. It may be a tactical thing. I saw someone midweek say something that I originally thought was insane, which was United have the best squad in the Premier League, and I thought, what an idiot. And I started to look into that a little bit more, and perhaps not the best, but we're still up there. We forget that Rashford's the best young English talent in the country. We forget that Martial is a potential Ballon d'Or winner if he unlocks what he's got. And sometimes I think we just get pulled away from that by what's happening on the pitch and what we're seeing. But it's not balmy to say we're going to win 2-3-0 today, because we do have the players to do that. We're not a crap team. We're just playing crap football.
Yeah, you know what as well, though? I mean, when you mention Rio Ferdinand and Vidic, people sort of like, well, we can mention Roy Keane and Paul Scholes, but it's not really about Ferdinand and Vidic. It's about having two centre-backs, and there are a lot around the Premier League that you can just totally trust that don't need support. And you're right there, because we do have to provide so much support for players who are meant to be professional footballers. Like you say, I don't think Luke Shaw really needs support unless he's in a 2v1 situation, but we do babysit our centre-backs, and we've been doing that all season. And I know Jose wanted to sign a centre-back, but he wasn't going to sign two centre-backs, so it's a bit of a fake excuse, really, when you've got Smalling, Jones, Lindelof, Bailly. I know Rojo's not been fit. We have got centre-backs, but they always need babysitting. And I remember what it was like under Vidic and Ferdinand, and our midfielders didn't need to babysit them, and that instantly gives you more of an attacking onus. Of course, the other thing is that Chelsea, Sarri ball, we've not mentioned that, the high press, the quick movement of the ball, the get down the left-hand side, which is why Rashford will be busy. They play good football. Now, as much as we picked a good team, I was on about this in the week, we picked a good team. We played well against Newcastle in the second half, but we're not a team that's renowned for playing good football. It's very hard for us, even when we pick a good team, to just turn that hot tap on and it be boiling hot. That will be difficult today, especially away from home. And that is something that I feel does come from the tactics ground. It's like, yeah, we've got the right players there, but we could end up in a situation where Martial and Rashford end up as unorthodox left and right wing backs. Lukaku ends up exposed. Mata doesn't get much of the ball. It's really important that we actually move the ball quickly, because we're up against a team that's going to do that.
Yeah, which is what makes this game the most predictable game of football that I'm probably going to watch, because we are the worst team at getting out of a high press. You high press Smalling, he panics. Lindelof panics. Matic panics. Pogba holds the ball for too long when he's pressed. I think there's only one or two players in that team that can deal with a high press, and I think that's probably Mata and Martial. They don't panic under pressure, which is which is, you can see this happening already. Ball goes to midfielders, press, centre-backs, get pressed, back to De Gea, long ball to Lukaku. That's going to be the concern, because that's not the football we need to play today. But at the same time, it's pretty much the only way we're going to get out of this high-press situation, which is the concern, which is why Lukaku's huge today. The ball, our result today resides on whether the ball's going to bounce off him today or stick to him. Sometimes it does. His first touch is not bad every game, just some games, but he needs to concentrate today and just get the ball sticking to him.
I mean, look, I'm very excited about this game. I know the realism is there that we're probably going to lose, but I don't go into games like that. There's always hope. I must admit, it's probably up until last night, Ross, the least hopeful I've been about a United game. And then I woke up today and it's that typical match day excitement where you just want to believe. But it's a very, very tough game. And I think Jose's added a little bit more enthusiasm with the way he's picked it. I think if he'd gone today with maybe Sanchez in the starting three, Lingard there and Matic, Fellaini and Pogba, I would have been pretty adamant we were going to lose. There are opportunities to score goals, and I don't think it's going to be 0-0. But just on Lukaku there, do you think, would you have considered dropping Lukaku? He's had a lot of stick this week. I said in my combined 11, I don't care what anybody says about Lukaku and his poor form at the moment. I still believe that he's clearly ahead of Morata and Giroud. A lot of United fans didn't agree with that. He's getting a lot of stick at the moment.
Sorry, Mark, I lost you there. But look, mate, I was thinking about dropping Lukaku, and it would have been for Sanchez, because I just think that the ball glues to Sanchez, and he's amazing at holding the ball up. He's amazing at evading a tackle, and that's everything Lukaku can't do. And if Lukaku's not finishing chances, which he's in at the minute, he's obviously out of form, and he's not holding the ball up well, he's not offering a lot. I agree that he's ahead of Morata, he's ahead of Giroud. I don't think them two get in United's team at the minute. To be honest, I think a front three of Sanchez, Rashford, Martial is terrifying. And that's the sort of front three. You don't always need a big target man. I know Jose likes it. You don't need it. Liverpool don't have it. City don't really have it. I would like to see it tried. I remember watching the pre-season. You watched a lot of it, Mark, when we were playing Pereira and Sanchez. And the fluidity, the quality of football was brilliant. And we played really well. Lukaku come back into the team, started scoring goals, and I think the style of play changed. I'd like to just see it. I'm not saying it's the way forward. I think Lukaku's got a huge future at United. I just think at the minute, he's out of form and he's damaging our style of play.
Just looking at Graham Souness on the touchline there, I'd absolutely love Pogba to come running up behind him and give him a
prick, isn't he?
Rub on the head. Red nap as well. Lukaku is a big game bottler, says Andrew Ellis. Formerly at Chelsea, look, the danger man for Chelsea, Ross, before you go, I give him a bit of stick. I know he's a good player. I just don't like the fact that people say he's the third best player in the world. I think it's banter to say that. But keep Hazard quiet. Does that basically stop them? I'm not so sure. I still think they've got match winners in that team. I thought Willian was brilliant at Old Trafford in that first half last season.
That's the beauty of their team, because you focus on one player and they've got damaging players all over the pitch. And that's what happens with United when we play Chelsea with Kante, because we seem to focus on every player but him, and he's the one that damages us because you just forget about him. And that's what you can't do with this team. So I'd rather set up not to stop Hazard and just stop Chelsea as a team, as a unit, and work out how we're going to get goals. I don't think it's always about stopping the other team before attacking. Work out how they're going to stop us, and that's where the counter comes in.
Definitely. Well, cheers for popping on, Ross. Really nice to have you on. More than welcome to join me for the Juve game on Tuesday, which we might have a new manager, or we might be going, come on, what final score prediction? Give us that.
2-0 United, why not?
2-0 United, there you go. Cheers pal.
Thanks, mate. Cheers,
speak to you soon. And you can follow Ross on Twitter at Hazza90, Hazza with 2 Z's. Smash the like button, everybody. I want to take some of your live comments before Mad Marcus joins me for the game. We've got over 5,000 people watching, which is nice and steady for a lunchtime game in the UK. Drop a like on drop a like button on the video. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes before kick-off. Bit of a superstition we have on the watch-alongs. We need every little bit of help we can get today. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are 15 subscribers away from 289,000 subscribers, and who knows, maybe we could hit the big 290 today. So subscribe, bottom right hand corner, get involved with the channel. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We normally have a lunchtime video as well in the week, fan cams, match reaction after the game as well, loads going on, rants and flex down at the match. Be interesting to get their views after the game on the fan cams as well. Look, international break, we always crave the international break to be done and dusted. And that's great to see. But also, we've got this massive game that I've been excited about this game for weeks. I'm always that fan who says, I want us to play the best. I want us to play the best games there are to play, because that's when you get tested. And, Newcastle, I thought that Newcastle game couple of weeks ago was obviously a very important 3 points for us, but Newcastle are shit. And I mean, let's be honest, they are crap. They are relegation fodder, and we made hard work of it, and we took a big boost and a big positive from it, and that's great. Let's see if we can take the momentum. But Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, they are going to challenge for the title. So if we were there, if we were able to put in a good performance and get a good result today, that is something you can gauge yourself against going into Juventus and Man City in a few weeks. If we get played off the park today with what is a very attacking team, then I think you've got to look at the manager there. You've got to look at some of the players, and changes need to be made. But I think De Gea could be massive today. If anybody watched my FIFA Predict show on That's Football yesterday, very interesting the way it went. Played it on Legendary, and they absolutely bombarded me in the first half an hour. De Gea made about 10 saves. Second half, got a goal, won 1-0. They faded. So maybe that's the way. That could be the most epic FIFA predicts I've ever done. I hope it's true. January Ravai says, I think Manchester United are going to win the game. Darren Kika says, I'd be shocked if we did win today. And when is the Man City game, says Kevin Vinud. I believe that is on the weekend of November the 10th or 11th. And that is the last game before the next international break. So United's next few fixtures run like this. Chelsea today, Juventus in the Champions League on Tuesday. Then we've got Everton at home next Sunday. Then we've got Bournemouth Saturday lunchtime in 2 weeks. And then we play Juventus away midweek. And then we play Man City at the Etihad. And then we're into another international break in mid-November. So it's a tough run of games. We have got no League Cup game because we got knocked out of it. So that gives us a week off between Everton and Bournemouth. But yeah, Chelsea today, Everton at home, Bournemouth away, Man City. And to be honest with you, because of our bad start to the season, I think we need to take 10 points. And that means 3 wins and a draw. And we've got Man City and Chelsea. So I think we need to take 10 points. I really do. I think the board would be happy with 6. But I think if we want to do anything with this season, we're playing such a big game of catch-up. You've got to take points off people above you. And that's why, to me, today, yeah, a draw hypothetically is a great result. But actually, this is a team that we're trying to catch to get in the top 4. We've got to beat them. That's the situation we are. If you lose to Watford and you lose to bloody Brighton, and you're scraping draws against Wolves at home, then you put yourself in this situation where you've got to go to Chelsea and you've got to go to Man City and get results. That's what you've got to do. Lucas says, I think Mata will create some chances for us today. I mean, Mata's a very interesting one, isn't he, Juan Mata? Because I love Juan Mata. I think he's one of the best players we've had at United. Very intelligent, articulate, cultured player. But he is coming towards the end of his career as well. And it surprises me that, he's been here for quite a long while now. Is it 5 years? And we've very rarely played him in the position he's rumoured to be playing today, which is number 10. He's not a right midfielder. He gets exposed for his pace. He is a number 10. But is he still a number 10 at the peak of his powers? Or did we waste the peak of his powers not picking him as a number 10 and putting him on the right midfield? So a lot of eyes on Juan Mata today. Let's see what happens with him. Good selection from Jose, says Nana Ajembe. I think we will have a good game today. We need a fast start with midfield possession. If Chelsea score early, we're going to struggle, says Taggart. Taggart 8. Well, Taggart 8 is right. Oh, yes, he is. He is right, because we are away from home today. Mourinho is on the touchline. The way the Chelsea fans and the stadium react to him is going to be very interesting. It's a very tough game for United today. We almost need something from the referee as well. We haven't mentioned the referee, and that's always a positive. I don't like having to speak about referees, but Mike Dean, we almost need a dodgy red card against Kante or a dodgy penalty. You know, something. We need something that gives us a bit of an advantage because it's a tough place to go. It is. Yankee Wiz is right. We've wasted Matt's number 10 skills, and there's been a murder, says Matthew McFadden. It's a Scottish thing. I think Lindelof will get exposed, says Superboy13. Lindelof is dangerous. I would have played Eric Bailly, and as Ross said, I think Ashley Young needs to have a game that he doesn't seem to be able to have unless he plays Mo Salah. He needs to be very, very good today. And Lindelof worries me because it's a massive game to chuck him in. I suppose at the end of the day, though, they've only got to deal with one striker, Morata. So let's see what happens with that. The game will not be on this channel due to copyright legislation regarding Premier League matches. Very official there from Matthew McFadden. Yep, we're a watch-along, so I'll be watching the game. You can watch the game or not watch the game. We'll keep you updated, but we can't show you the game. That would be illegal for copyright reasons. Andrew Thompson says he feels positive about Manchester United today. He feels he must be deluded. No, that's just called supporting your team, Andrew. I feel the same. All week I've been worried about this, and I'm not anymore. So yeah, let's get on with it. Where is Fred? Seriously, says Michael Jones. Sorry, says Mitter Kull. Yep, he's there. Very attacking. He's on the bench, mate. Dipan Bishwa says this is a very attacking team, and I'm very excited. Mini Gamer says, "What's that noise? Somebody's hoovering upstairs." I'm tempted to go and tell them to shut it up, to be honest with you, because it's annoying for me as well. Shout out to the background houseworks, Matthew McFadden. It's unbelievable, Matthew. It's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I cannot believe they are doing it right above me when I'm live streaming. But there you go. Ignorance or naivety, who knows? It's one or the other. If we still lose the game, we still won't sack Mourinho, but keep the hopes high. Fred will make a great sub, says HIV positive transgender. Odd name. Very slow midfield, says M. Issa, concerning. And Poch would be a good manager for us, says Ches21. I think that's a great point. I think if we lose today and we lose badly, he's got to go, hasn't he? I mean, I think he's got to go anyway. I would have got rid of him. Peter Carroll says it's Jose's best lineup in 3 years. It ticks so many boxes, Peter. I mean, apart from the centre back and the right back position, and maybe the Matic position, I think ahead of Matic with Pogba, Mata, Rashford, Martial, Lukaku, I can't fault that. I don't think Alexis Sanchez deserves to start just because he scored a header that was on his head to win the game against Newcastle. I mean, it was Martial who won us that game with Pogba. So it is one of the most attacking performances, attacking lineups. We need the attacking performance. Mark is tactical, says Quads. Young will cost us the game at right back, says Alan Whittingham. Anurug Rator. Bye, mate. I'm not reading your comment. Just remove you. Jose isn't getting sacked based on this game. Let's go for it, says Matteo7. Well, that's an interesting theory. That is an interesting theory that, you know, no matter what the result today, maybe he won't get sacked anyway. What's Chelsea's team, says Quiz on my face. So the Chelsea lineup is Kepa in goal, Azpilicueta, Rudiger, Luis and Alonso, Kovacic, Kante and... Not Conte, that would be weird. Your ex-manager playing in your midfield and he's passed it. Kante, Kovacic, Jorginho, Willian, Hazard, Morata. And as we were saying, I'm quite pleased that Morata is playing up front because I think Giroud is more of a threat. Although Giroud off the bench could become more of a threat. I've got a little bit of a cold at tang. Can't believe I'm saying this, but Fellaini was more required than Matic, says Philip Thomas. You're not the only person to say that. My prediction, Deepak. Well, my prediction was that Chelsea would win 2-1, although my head sort of said 3-1. Having seen the team news and having a little bit more positivity, I'm not going to change. I think Chelsea will win it 2-1. Only because if this wasn't Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, I would be tempted to say United 2-1. But it's a bogey ground for us. Even with Sir Alex Ferguson, we struggled to get results here. It was very, very rare. So I'm going to go with 2-1. 2-1 to Chelsea. I think. Yeah. 2-1 Chelsea, but that's only because it's a tough place for us to play. Faison says I'm going to be optimistic and go with Pogba, Stunner or Martial incoming. Look, I'm very excited the fact that Martial and Rashford are playing. If we can get the best out of them, that's great. Karim Douji says this lineup scares me. Thanks for the contribution, Karim. Every time Jose puts out lineups like this, we get smashed. Yeah, even against Spurs, when we put out an attacking lineup, we still got smashed, didn't we? Lindelof is a joke, says Akabi saying. Thanks for the contribution there. You can do that through the $ at the bottom. Make sure you leave us a comment if you do that, though. 3-1 to United, says Mr. Beast. I mean, that would be stunning. If we were to win this game anyway, even if it was only 1-0, that would be stunning. But where's your optimism, says Rahib. Look, my optimism was on the floor last night and all week. I can't see us winning this game until this morning when I wake up and I'm like, fuck it, let's go for it. Let's see what we can do. And I think the team sort of reflects that. So, look, as many people have said, I think there's a lot of players who aren't sure about Jose Mourinho. But maybe the way he's picking the team today and the players he's picking today, Mourinho is not giving those players an excuse to dislike him. He's picking the team that suits those players. Pogba plays best for France in a midfield too. People think he's better further forward, but he actually plays best in a midfield too. He's playing in a midfield too. Thanks for the contribution, Ashwin Masakaranis. Martial starts. Rashford starts. Mata starts as a number 10. So he's picking a team that it's very difficult for the players, unless they've just totally lost faith in him, to turn on him. So I think that it will be interesting to see if the players turn up today. Because when the players turn up, United are a better team. Has he lost the players? Have the players decided to give him a second chance? And I think that will become abundantly clear by how we play and approach this game. If we put in a good performance, then maybe things can change. But if we don't put in a good performance, then maybe the players have given up on this manager. I mean, look, Luke Shaw's just signed a new long-term contract. Martial's rumoured to be signing a new long-term contract. Why would Martial do that if Jose Mourinho is going to stay? Unless they've sorted it out. Anson's right. We don't have to trust Jose. We need to trust the players. The players got us the results against Newcastle. Jose admitted it himself. Can the players get us the result today? Electric Mars says I'm feeling really good about today. I think we'll beat Chelsea. I hope so. I really hope so. Would have preferred Pereira instead of Matic because of his composure, says Peter Carroll. I would have preferred Herrera other than Matic. Matic is a weak link, but Matic has been so bad for so long that maybe playing against his former club, that will be inspiring for him. Matthew McFadden says, would you rather lose to Chelsea but hammer AFT Arsenal Fan TV tomorrow, or beat Chelsea and get embarrassed tomorrow? I'd rather beat Chelsea and get embarrassed tomorrow. Manchester United before anything. And also Arsenal Fan TV's team is full of semi-pros, and the United Stand team was going down there thinking we were playing a fan channel, not a team of semi-pros. So that's why you've got touching 40 Goldbridge playing in the team. But, I'm sure we will lose tomorrow, but we'll go there with our heads high. I'd much rather United win today. Where is Fred, says Rian Johnson. He's on the bench. And Joshua Fag 19 says stop being two-faced. Mate, you need to put another sentence in there and explain why you think I'm being two-faced, because I'm not being two-faced. Man United fans going to get baked beans on toast again, says Liquid. When you hit rock bottom, the only way left to go is up, says Paul Kiss. And let's not forget that we did win that game last week. 2 weeks ago, we did win a game. Rance is playing tomorrow at R&R, yes. Sanchez at number 10, says Hemorrhage Batter. Maybe. But I think Mata deserved to start the game based on his form against Newcastle. Benny Hooney says, joining late, Mark. What are your thoughts on the lineup? Thanks for the contribution, Benny. I think there's a lot of positivity about the lineup. Quite right that there is a lot of positivity about the lineup. It surprised me. I wouldn't have gone as attacking as this, and that I never thought I would say that. But I would not have gone as attacking as Jose Mourinho has gone. I wouldn't. I would have played Herrera and Mata in the midfield. I wouldn't have played Mata. I would have played Herrera or Fred instead of Mata to combat Kovacic, Kante and Jorginho. So I'm very intrigued how a defensive manager in Jose Mourinho has picked a team that is more attacking than I would have done. So I'm interested to see what that's all about. But, that can only be a positive, can't it? That can only be a positive. Really, really pleased. And let's see how it goes. But it's a tough game. It is a tough game. Players look focused, which is good. I hope we don't have the team huddle in the middle, because I don't think that sits right with me. Somebody just asking about the team huddle again. Look, that team huddle, and we got battered by Newcastle for 45 minutes. It's what happened in the dressing room that changed it. So, but Reece is right. We don't know it's an attacking lineup yet. Of course we don't. Martial and Rashford could be unorthodox wing backs, and we could just sit back. But I would hope there is some attacking intent in that game. I would really hope that there is. Does anyone know where the United stand match tomorrow is, so I can come and watch the SAF 2008? We were told that there wasn't an ability for people to come and watch it, but then DT is saying that there is. So maybe keep an eye on Twitter at Mark Goldbridge, and I'll tweet it out tomorrow. I know it's in London. I've got a feeling it's in Walthamstow, White City, somewhere around there. I've probably got two very different places there. Londoners will sit me down. I'm a Plant says, if we win today, I'll finally go back to the gym. Loving the vids, Mark. Would replace Matic with Pereira or Fred. Would love a win. I think we'd all love a win, because I think we all know what's going to happen if we don't win. We're going to end up in a situation where we've got a lot of stick from not just Chelsea fans, from Man City fans, from Liverpool fans, from Arsenal fans. So we don't want that. Thoughts on McTominay, says Charlie Harris. Just happy he's not playing. I think he's injured though. I think in many ways we're lucky that Fellaini and McTominay are injured, because I think they would have been involved. And by default, that's allowed probably Pereira at least on the bench. Luke Ledger, thanks for the contribution. He says, nobody thought we could beat City at their ground last season too. A good performance from Pogba is key today. Keep up the good work on the channel. Yeah. Look, this is what Jose Mourinho is all about. If he can't get a result in a game like this, and he can't beat West Ham's and Brighton's, what's the point? What is the point in Jose? Excuse me. There's no point. So, this is our fourth away game. We've lost two. We beat Burnley, who were the crappiest team we've played in years. We now play Chelsea. But this is why Jose Mourinho is manager of Manchester United, to get results in big games. And he has done it. Man City's spot on. Thank God for no pink kit, says Ryan Johnson. Well, we tend to play quite well in the pink kit, don't we? Pogba was the unsung hero last week. Yep. Doesn't look like Pogba. Didn't we attack Chelsea last season away and still get beat? Says Jose Mourinho out. Oh, I can't remember, mate. I can't remember. Thanks, everybody, saying bless you. Jim Bully says, imagine we win today and go on a run of wins. The title isn't over. As a United fan, we should know better than think it's all over. Mate, the title is over. The title is over. We're not getting the title. I mean, that is optimism on a team lineup going too far. I like the optimism, of course I do, but we're not getting back into a title race. I think we're going to have a real battle to get top four, even if we start winning games, but we're not going to get back into a title race, in my opinion. Red Baron says, for all the City fans on the chat saying Manchester is blue, I live in Manchester, and for every City fan, there is 10 United fans. Sit down. Thanks for the contribution. Marcus, can you hear me?
Afternoon, everyone. How are we doing?
We're good. We're happy with the title. We're happy with the team news. Are you?
Yes, very excited. Very surprised. I thought you would have gone a bit more conservative in the midfield, but I think for United's point of view, a lot hinges this afternoon on Mata being played at number 10 position. I think he's going to have a very important role to play today. A little bit worried about Lindelof. I would have gone for Bay myself, and very surprised as well. No real man marker on Hazard, like Mourinho traditionally likes to do at United. So, but yeah, overall, I think quite an exciting team. Very attacking team. I think, Mourinho's attitude is if you're going to go down guns blazing. So, yeah, I think it's a really good team. I prefer Lukaku as the number 9 instead of Sanchez, because at least you got a big, tall striker up there as a target man. But, yeah, I think Rashford, Martial as well on the wings. positive. Luke Shaw playing again. Pogba, I'm a bit surprised. Maybe Fred should have got the nod today somewhere. But I think overall, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really good.
Red Bearded Red says, let's get to 1,500 likes in the next 10 minutes for my birthday, and let's hope we can get a huge 3 points today. Thanks for that, Andrew. And drop a like on the video, and let's see if we can get that magic 1,000 before we hit kick-off, because there's a lot of United fans feeling that we can get a win today, Marcus.
Do you know what? During the week, I thought Mourinho would play the same boring team, the static lineups. That's very conservative, and what the tall bodies in midfield. But with that team, I'm quite optimistic. I really am. I think they can go there, they can do a job, and I think they could actually get a positive result today. I really do.
Delta Daz says, watch the optimism disappear when we see our tactics. I'm not going to change. I think we're going to lose, to be honest. I'm intrigued to see how we line up. I'm very pleased with the attacking appearance of the team, but I think we're going to lose. And nothing's going to sway me from that, because I haven't seen enough that these players do want to play for this manager. And more importantly, it's not even about being negative, because you know what? I'm going to be bloody going mad if we win this game. I'll bloody love it if we win it. But our record at Stamford Bridge is absolutely shit. And there's a referee there that's probably going to be a bit of a home banker as well. So look, my expectations are low, I've got to be honest. But I really, 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 really have got my eyes wide open and hoping that the players can put in a performance that would be, odd defying.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the odds, if you look into the stats and the facts, our record against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, it's not very good to read, is it really? But on any given day, Manchester United are, they can beat anyone on any given day. It's just a shame for me that it took 2-0 down at half-time against Newcastle to change the way Mourinho sets his team out and to change the way he plays, which when they played attacking football in the second half against Newcastle, it was right. Everything went to plan. And today as well, he's doing the same sort of thing. And it's a shame that it's got this far into his tenure at United to play attacking football, to play an attacking team. And I think that's a shame, because if he'd have done this from the beginning, I think we'd have probably been in contention for a lot more trophies than what we have been.
I agree with that. I said it when Ross was on as well, that I think the big shame about today is, and we don't know how we're going to play, so it's hard, it's difficult to say, he's picked an attacking team. Well, on paper he has, but we don't know whether that's going to be the case. But whatever happens, if we were to win today and play really well, it would actually, part of me would be really pissed off, because it would be like, well, this is game 8 of the season. Why does Mourinho's job have to be hanging by a thread for him to pick a team that we all want to pick? And if we did win today, next week, does he go and pick defensive against Juventus? So there's lots of questions, even if we do pull it off. But it is annoying. It is annoying that it takes him to be job on the line to play attacking football. It really is. But look, ultimately, we United fans, we want to win this game, don't we? Just got a super chat to read out. Bad code 10 1 says, you keep saying play, Mark, you keep saying play for the manager. When will the players play for the badge? Let's hope it's today. Glory Manchester United. They certainly did in the second half against Newcastle. They certainly did, and let's hope they can do it today. But it's a different kettle of fish, Marcus. When I just need to pop to the toilet actually, so I'll leave you with this one to interact. It's a different kettle of fish to do it at home when you've got fans, you've got most of the ground behind you pushing you on. The difference about today is it becomes down to the mental state of the players, because they've not got many fans shouting them on. They're in the cauldron of hate because they're playing away from home. So then this is where the mental strength really comes to show itself, because they're going to have to do it off their own steam, really. Yeah,
definitely. And I also think as well, you've got to take into account that United traditionally don't play well after an international break under Mourinho, let alone a midday kickoff as well. So I think those are going to be little factors that are going to play into the game. But the team, I mean, Rashford's form for England was very good, I think, against Spain. He proved he can be dangerous. So, hopefully Rashford has a part to play today as well. And, they can really he can really cause some damage to Chelsea. I like the wings Rashford and Martial out on the wings, it'll push Alonso and Aspilicueta back. So I'm hoping it's going to be really positive. Thriller. I'm not going to read that second name. Martial, finally. Yeah, Luca, prediction. I think United are going to win this. I really do. I think United. I know Mark went 2-1 Chelsea, so I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go 2-1 United for me. Mawada says United don't play well under Mourinho, period. Yeah, good point, yeah. Chris Wilson, come on, you lot, be a bit positive, man. I'm trying to be. A midfield diamond would be ideal against their midfield, says Daniel Excel Smith. I think that's a big key battle, the midfield. No, I'm not, mate. I'm not. I think that's a good battle today in the midfield. The Kovacic and Kante. I think they are going to be... Oh, you're Andrew, you're right. I think they're going to be a real key battle in there. Red Baron, thanks for the contribution. It says, I think the United players are feeling what World War One soldiers were feeling like going into no man's land. Good point. Yeah, good point. Samant says, I'm a clown. Cheers, mate. Thanks. You're mad to believe we will win today, says her Kopka. I do think we can do it. I really do. I think United can spring a surprise today. I really do. I think with that team, they can spring a surprise. And like I said before, on any given match day, United can beat anyone. So why not today? You back, mate? No, he's not. Opening a package by the sound of it. Chaitanya, KN, where's Fellaini? Injured. He's not on the bench, I don't think. No pressure on the players as they are expected to lose, says Jim Bowley. That's another thing as well. With United being the underdogs, I tend to think United play better as underdogs because there's no expectation on them. And I think as far as the form goes this season, I think you'd have to say that in this. All right, mate.
Yeah, I've got my captain's armband on for my match tomorrow. That's the only thing good about me, captain. But, yeah, I don't know what you were talking about there, but...
I was just talking about how Rashford and Martial get down the wings, push Alonso and Aspilicueta back. I think that'll be key battles today to keep their wing backs as far in their half as possible.
I'll tell you what's interesting. Real Madrid are losing 2-0 to Levante, and this is something that's on. I mean, we might not need a new manager if we win today. Everyone might be back thinking, look, we don't need a new manager. But this is the problem. There are results going on around Europe with big clubs who aren't happy. Real Madrid, not happy with their new manager. Bayern Munich, not necessarily happy with their manager. There's not that many managers out there that are available right now. Zidane is one, Jardim is another, Laurent Blanc is the other. If United snooze on Mourinho for too long, these managers will start going to other clubs. So, look, a lot of people saying if United lose badly today, should Jose be sacked? I think yes, because we're going to lose out on the right sort of manager. And that's a ridiculous statement to be making 2 minutes before kickoff because I really want us to win this game and then we can reassess. But just as a little backstory, Real Madrid are going to sack their manager very soon and, we need to be very, very careful. Lucas says at least the United stand captain can speak English. Yes, just about. A bit too many expletives, but there we go. Hopefully there'll be none of that today. What was your score prediction, Marcus? And everybody else in the live comments, chuck yours in just before kickoff.
Well, you went 2-1 Chelsea, didn't you? So I'm going to flip it. I'm going to go 2-1 United.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I definitely would have done. I definitely would have gone with that as well. The only reason I'm not is because I just think history against Chelsea is very difficult for us. I remember decent Sir Alex Ferguson teams going there and winning it. And that, in fairness, that's probably being quite fair on Jose because it's very, very difficult to go and get a result there. So if we do it, that just adds to it. And I hope we can. I agree with you. I think on our day, we're capable of beating anybody. So let's hope that today is that day. A lot of people going 1-1. 2-1, 3-1, some for United, some for Chelsea. 2-1 United does seem to be resonating quite a lot. I've seen a few 3-0s, 4-0s for Chelsea as well. The great thing is we just don't know what's going to happen. We've not, we know Chelsea, we know Sarri Ball, but for a lot of people, this will be your first time watching Sarri Ball. Watch the press, watch how quick they move the ball, and watch how much they get down the left-hand side. They're the three things to take away from Sarri Ball that I've experienced over the last sort of years that I've been watching his style in Italy and the first few weeks here. But let's see how we go.
Here we go. Yeah, so Chelsea are kicking off. We are playing from left to right.
Just waiting for the
Here we
kick-off.
go. Yeah.
And we're off.
It's going to be an interesting battle with Hazard and Ashley Young. I think Ashley Young's going to get his work. He's going to have a really tough job today with Hazard.
Well, the first thing we're looking at, and it's as predicted, really. Obviously, Rashford playing on the right-hand side, Martial playing on the left, Pogba and Matic as a midfield two base. Mata ahead of it with Lukaku sort of playing as a front two. I mean, everyone says it's an attacking formation, but actually, I think it could be quite a defensive one because if you think about it, all right, Mata and Lukaku are a front two, but I think Rashford and Martial will drop to make it quite a defensive midfield four. It's like two walls really, two banks of four.
Yeah,
that's how it could work. Of course, the other way it could work is it could be 2-3-1 and be more attacking. Yeah. But
Rashford's down the right hand side here. David Luiz across. Interesting there. It looked to me like when Chelsea had the ball there, it looked like United lined up as a 4-4-1-1. Mata was behind Lukaku.
I'm still with you, Marcus. I've just got to check something here because
that's all right. Yeah. Right, corner for United. Mata came out to the right hand side, deflection off Alonso, and looks like Mata's going to be the one for set pieces today, which is good. At least it's not Rashford. Andy Stewart says David Luiz is scum. He may be scum, mate, but he can ping a ball, can't he? He can pass the ball 30 yards. Oh, let's have a look. So United still on the attack corner. Come in, nothing happened.
Sorry, I was watching it on the other Sky channel and it's about 7 seconds behind the other one. I always pick the wrong one. Because you were slightly ahead of me there with that Rashford run.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's Sky Events and Sky Premier or something, and one of them is always about 8 seconds behind the other one. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I always watch mine on the main event channel.
Well, here's Willian down the right-hand side.
Yeah.
So decent fast start from both. I think don't put your money on 0-0. Oh, Willian skipped past Luke Shaw there. Hazard gets the shot away. Why is nobody closing him down? Bloody hell. That's a bit lethargic.
Defence looking shaky again.
Yeah.
But again,
that just gets in the way of bloody Mata.
You know, the defence comes from, again, Mourinho changing his centre-backs yet again. There is
Well, Babe played badly, didn't he, against Newcastle?
Yeah, he did. But I think, when you look back at that Newcastle game, both the goals came from Ashley Young, didn't they?
And he's picked. Yeah. I definitely thought it was going to be Eric Bailly starting today. I mean, I like Lindelof, but I don't think you chuck Lindelof into a game like this. I think it's very, very difficult for him to come in and do well. But my initial think is United are parking the bus here. I'm sorry. I don't know what people are thinking, but you've got Mata and Lukaku behind the centre circle here. This is very deep from United.
I mean, who's that?
That's Kovacic, number 17.
Kovacic, yeah. I mean, he's picking the ball up and he's running out of back line. He's getting too much space for me. Kante, long shot, blocks.
Everybody behind the ball.
United have got no outlet here if they get the possession back. I mean, Lukaku is literally in our half, just outside the centre circle. That's how deep we're sitting.
Well, Rashford and Martial are like fullbacks.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they got.
We've been conned, everybody. We've been conned by the team straight away. I mean, unless it's only 5 minutes in, but this is a con job. Pick an attacking team and then get Rashford and Martial to play as bloody unorthodox fullbacks.
But this will be the thing for Mourinho. So he'll say, "Well, look, I'll pick the attacking team. We've been annihilated. We've been absolutely battered."
Well, Chelsea centre back Rudiger's halfway in our half.
Yeah. Aspilicueta is really pushing up down our left-hand side.
Cross comes in. Smalling gets hold of it. Offside. Take some deep breaths, everybody. I think this is going to be a long art. I mean, the positive is maybe we can hit them on the break. The red-bearded Red says it's absolutely crazy how far back we are sitting. I quite like it. I quite like I don't like the fact that we're sitting back, but I quite like the fact that Giroud's not playing, because I spoke about this in my preview and I said, look, if we sit back and park the bus because we're scared of the Chelsea press and how quick they move the ball, the danger is they've also got Giroud in the team that they can put a long ball in. Well, obviously, if we sit back, they haven't got Giroud, and Morata's not as good in the air. So I think that, whilst it's a negative for us to watch as United fans, at least they don't, if we do sit back, they haven't got that Giroud ball in. But,
I think for us as well, Mark, I mean, looking at plan B options, we apart from Sanchez, really, I would have preferred Fellaini on the bench as a plan B.
I think he's injured though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is injured, which is a bit of a shame, I think, in my eyes, because when you're looking for that last 10 minutes to lump the ball up, David Luiz and the other lad at centre-back, they're quite tall, aren't they? So I don't see Sanchez having much of an impact from the bench today.
Stacking it all says 5 minutes in and you're slating your own team already. It's not fucking 5 minutes, mate. We're 8 games in and we've been doing it for about 7, so there's nothing new there. And we're not slating the team. I feel sorry for the players. It's just, you don't start a game against a home team and give up possession and stick back this deep. I mean, in fairness, one pass from David Luiz there and they're at our back four.
What a ball that was. Just went right through the middle of the pitch, past every midfielder we had there.
But this is what we've got to do here, where Chelsea, we're just going to try and hit them on the break, but it's whether Rashford and Martial can get back from defending, can get forward quick enough. Who are the subs, says Joe Barrett? So off the top of my head, Darmian, Bailly, Fred, Herrera, Alexis Sanchez,
Romero, wasn't it?
Romero. Did I say Darmian? Pereira.
Yeah, Pereira, yeah. Oh, dear. So,
There's
I mean,
Matt on the
United,
break.
yeah, out on the left-hand side. Martial with the overlap.
This is where we've got to push forward when we've got the players, and Luke Shaw has bombed forward there. So it's good to see that when we get the break, we are pushing men forward, because it's the classic counter-attack, and you know what?
Yeah.
With maybe, we want better, of course we want better, but as United fans, realistically,
poor ball in there.
We've had a bad start to the season, and I think Chelsea have had a good start to the season, and
it's United just when they get the ball again, they're very slow in going forward. And when Chelsea got the ball, I'm noticing that United aren't pressing very quickly. They're quite content to sit in the half, let Chelsea have the ball and dictate the play. It's a dangerous game to play, I think, today.
Yeah, had a good bit of possession there, but Chelsea have got it back. Lukaku's first touch again.
Again, the ball out. Lindelof knocks it down.
It's Martial with a bit of room.
Go on, Martial, run at him. Go on. Poor final ball. But United going forward, but I mean, this is dangerous as well. Kante's picking the ball up here, pinging it to Willian.
Bloody hell.
Oh.
That'll definitely be a foul by Young on Hazard.
Ooh.
That's the thing, they can hit 50-yard passes to Hazard, which you think he's never going to win in the air, but because it's Ashley Young, they're about the same height, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a foul. Definitely a foul.
Luke Harris makes a good point. We're so slow when we get the ball. And we had a good bit of possession there in the Chelsea third.
Hazard's on it.
Free kick there.
He's been tripped by Matic.
Right on the edge of the box. Mike Dean loves giving free kicks, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's right on it. Yes, come on. This is right on the edge of the box for Chelsea. Matic, too slow. I'd love to see that back again. Really slow from the Ashley Young. Where's Ashley Young? Ashley Young's actually mapping the run of Matic and runs in the wrong bloody direction. Matic has to make the foul there because he's going to shoot from the edge of the box. I
think he's got away with one there. He should have had a yellow card for that, I think.
Yeah.
Mike Dean's done him a favour, I think, not to book him. But dangerous free kick.
If you love your football and you love your tactical football, watch Ashley Young's run there because he's running with Hazard and then runs in a completely different direction. It's called clown defending. That's what it is. Bloody hell. I hope I don't do anything like that tomorrow. But this is... Good
luck tomorrow, by the way.
Well, you can come down and watch, mate, if you want, apparently.
I'll talk to you later.
This is on the edge of the box. A lot of people saying 1-0 incoming. I think but Hazard's not taking it. You very rarely see free kicks going in from here because it's so close to the goal. It's right on the edge of the penalty box. I think in some ways it'd be better if Luis just blasts it, but I'd blast it at those Chelsea feet and get them to jump.
John, first 10 minutes, not seen anything of Pogba so far.
Over the bar from Willian.
Over the bar, thankfully.
It's way too close. Too close. And DSTS was right. This will not go in.
Cheers, Michael. Thank you. Pogba, very quiet first 10 minutes. He's not picked up the ball. He's not seen anything on the ball so far. But in his defence, he is going back an awful lot. United have not come forward, only on a couple of occasions. But very, very quiet from Pogba, first 10 minutes.
Well, he's playing a very subdued role, isn't he, today, to be fair?
Yes. I was very worried that Mourinho might have been tempted to play him in that centre-back role like he did against Newcastle.
Well, we've got through 10 minutes and it's 0-0, but there's been a couple of squeaky moments. That Hazard run there, I mean, to be honest, I think you're right. Matic should have had a yellow card because he would have had a goal-scoring opportunity there from the edge of the box. And I think the free kick was a far, far better thing than Hazard on the edge of the box with a free shot on goal. So slightly lucky there. Ashley Young, again, dubious defending. But the shield is holding up at the moment. Hazard.
Well, again, I mean, Rashford, I think Rashford's got a hell of a job on his hands.
Has he got a cigarette on, Sarri?
I think he's got one of those e-cigs.
All right. Here's Rashford down the right, though. See what he can do.
I did hear rumours of Chelsea building him a shed or something on somewhere on the touchline so he can sit in there and smoke.
One White saying FFS press.
Yeah, United are not. I mean, they're pressing, but they're not pressing quickly enough for me.
They're not impressing.
Yeah, they're not shutting that ball down to Hazard quick enough. I mean, Kovacic has had a couple of runs at the United back four as well, and he's just been allowed to run quite freely through the midfield.
Remember, subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, United stand. We've got fan cams later on. Rants and Flex will be there and a few others. And then match reaction straight after this. Obviously, we're live, Sunday Night Live, 8 o'clock. Live every weeknight at 8 o'clock. Loads to get involved in if you love United. And Rashford there, I thought he should have had a pop.
Oh, he could have gone. Yeah, he could have had a dig at that with his left foot.
He's going to get booked in a minute, Matic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been booked.
Yeah, I was
See, Mike Dean's not messing around. He's stupid. Absolutely stupid.
Yeah, he should have been booked for the foul on Hazard a couple of minutes ago, but yeah, definite. Playing a risky game, Matic. I actually thought he was going to miss this game with injury.
It's a big loss. It's a big problem, Matic, who's a slow player, to have a yellow card after 10 minutes. It's a concern that. He should have got the yellow, though. He should have got the... AS7 Alexi says useless Matic. I think he's stupid Matic, to be honest. But he should have got a yellow for the foul on Hazard before that. So you can't moan about it. Which is why he's stupid to go in and do the same thing again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, David Luiz is seeing a lot of the ball as well. He's being allowed to ping the 30, 40-yard passes forward.
He's a funny one, David Luiz, because Conte basically got rid of him, didn't he? Had him playing with the reserves, and then here he is back playing first-team football. Just shows you the oddness of managers, really, isn't it? Some can favour you and some can't.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's like Cahill as well. You know, where's he at the minute?
Bench,
being phased out.
It just changes around.
Being phased out. Sam Engson says, is Matic trying to get sent off?
Sometimes you can go back to your old ground, though, and you're too eager to impress, aren't you? And maybe that's a little bit of what Matic has done today. He's been a little bit too eager to prove a point. Remember, Mourinho's been to Chelsea 3 times with United and not scored yet, and lost all 3.
Yeah.
Good tackle there by Ashley Young.
Yeah, great tackle there on Hazard by Ashley Young. Matic, see again, look, he's running down a blind alley.
Won a free kick.
Lucky to get a free kick. Mourinho's up on his feet. Yeah, I mean, what was he going to do with that ball? Oh, yeah, I think Mourinho, in fairness, there he's probably saying like, well, come on, if Matic is a yellow, then that one's a yellow.
Yeah.
He's yeah, definitely. He's got nothing on the ball there. Is that Kovacic? Did that?
I think Mike Dean will say it's because it's his first one.
Could be that a dodgy decision by the referee decides the game today. RJ the man says Chelsea will definitely lose. The Phil 6688 says, wow, that's a bad stat, Mark.
Well, let's see if Ashley Young can put a good cross in, because at least it's not Rashford on the crosses.
Yes. I did say earlier with
got
that
it up
first
well.
corner. Yeah.
Smalling.
Up deep.
Ooh. Wasn't quite.
No one was
He
watching
headed it
him.
back across. Luke Shaw. Oh!
Good ball in.
Who's that? Lukaku.
Oh.
Wide on the head. I'm sure we'll watch this back and Lukaku... Man, I don't want to see the first header. So, gets cleared to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw puts it in. Lukaku's up. Might have been a little bit too high for him, to be fair. No, it wasn't. Just
that's perfect. That was absolutely perfect. What on earth was he doing with that header? But great ball in, firstly, from Ashley Young to Chris Smalling, unmarked, and another long ball in. Matter ain't going to get that, Ashley. Come on. But Lukaku should be doing better with that chance. United on the attack. Matter. Pogba. Finally seen Pogba pick the ball up. Come on, Martial.
Corner ball.
Corner, yeah. It's all United for the last couple of minutes. Calamity Jones said should have headed it back to Smalling. He should have done. Yakov says the Battle of the Timberlands is in full force.
A few comments saying there's going to be a red card in this game as well. As I said, as long as it goes to Chelsea, that I don't mind. I don't know what's happened with the corner here. Jose's looking a bit animated anyway, which is good to see.
Yeah, it's nice to see Jose animation on the bench. Don't see it very often, so good to see his old stamping ground.
Good header by Rudiger there. It was a good cross by Rashford, who doesn't normally get a good cross in. Ashley Young goes all the way back to his keeper.
Jeez.
From right in his own half. From right in halfway when we've got everyone forward for a corner. What a prick. What an absolute clown. Yeah. That just shows the intent of Manchester United. We've got everyone forward for a corner. He's virtually 10 yards from the box of Chelsea and he kicks it back to De Gea.
What a bad decision that was. All the centre-backs are up there for the corner. Yeah, all the centre-backs are up. And he goes all the way back to De Gea. Ludicrous. Footy for Life says, just joined, are we playing any good? Last couple of minutes been good, but it's Chelsea on the attack at the minute. Lindelof clears up. Goal kick. Yeah.
I think Chelsea are struggling to get through us at the moment.
They are, yeah, and I think that's to do with the fact that they just, for the last few minutes, they haven't been able to get that ball to Hazard. I mean, Hazard is the outlet for Chelsea, no doubt about it. And I think if Hazard plays well, then Chelsea play well.
Yeah, Jose is on the touchline, Michael Hubbard. I think, I spoke about it after the England-Spain game in the week, and I said that's the perfect sort of prototype for how United could beat Chelsea, is to soak up pressure and then hit well and break. And I think that is the intention of this lineup today that Jose Mourinho has put out. It's not for us to impose ourselves on this game. It's to soak up Chelsea by not giving them much and then hit them on the break when they commit players forward. And I think it's all going to be a big if we can hit on the break effectively, because we've traditionally always moved the ball very slowly, don't we? So that's going to be the thing.
As soon as Hazard's picking the ball up, he's got away from Ashley Young there.
Oh, he loves it. He'll love playing against Ashley Young.
He's into the box. Oh, actually, don't dive on him.
I've got rid of it anyway.
Yeah, thankfully United have cleared it. But
Free Runners says, I'm telling you, United will get a draw at worst. We don't want to go. We don't want to go 1-0 down, because if we go 1-0 down, that's the problem.
Across the face of goal. Willian was coming in at the back post, but Luke Shaw knocks it out for a corner. Dangerous from Chelsea.
He's miles onside as well.
Yeah.
That's poor from Ashley Young.
Hazard, he just spins Ashley Young. Ashley Young is absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere, but corner to Chelsea. HD Aviation says this is so embarrassing. I don't think it's embarrassing. I think it's what to be expected.
It's 0-0, isn't it? You know, it's still in it. Still in it. Could get something on the break. Cross comes in. 1-0 to Chelsea.
1-0.
We bloody knew it. Rudiger. Bloody. Who's marking somebody here? Like, you know what? This really annoys me. And there it is. That's it. Game over. Because once we was on about this a minute ago. Once Chelsea get ahead, finito. And what annoys me about this the most is that we park the bus with 2 banks of 4. We're doing all that well. It's Pogba. It's bloody Pogba.
Yeah, he's
absolute crap.
He's been asleep for 20 minutes in this game. I've seen him pick the ball up once. He's not been involved in this game whatsoever.
Oh, Paul, what you doing? I mean, it's just so irritating. It's so irritating because, yeah, it's not been a great start from United. We've soaked up a lot of the pressure. But to concede from a set piece, when you know, set pieces are like, they're one-offs, aren't they? It's like the Mata free kick that gets us back in the game. But your game plan is based on the open play. Letting them concede from a set piece, that is a problem for United now. How do you get back into it? Alligator says at this point, starting Lukaku is the equivalent of willingly starting with 10 men. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm absolutely furious with that.
That is poor marking. I mean, Pogba, just saw Pogba there having a word with Lindelof. I mean, Lindelof was marking someone else. So you can't shift the blame onto Lindelof at all. But blatantly, Pogba lost his man.
It's week in, week out with United. Crap defending. 1-0 Chelsea and it's crap defending.
Absolutely diabolical.
That shouldn't be happening.
Defending. No, it shouldn't be. I mean, these players, they're experienced players. Mourinho prides himself on defence. You know, there's no excuse for it. No excuse at all. He's got the run on Pogba from the corner. He's at least 2 yards, unmarked. Pogba's too late getting there and it's in the net. Kante picking the ball up midfield.
Now this is a problem for United now. I think when it stays at 0-0, the way we were set up, which look, I know the lineup was potentially attacking, but the cold harsh truth, if you're watching this game, is Rashford and Martial are playing as left and right wing backs. Pogba and Matic are sat really deep defending the centre backs. Mata's sort of there with Lukaku, but there's no attacking intent from United unless we catch them from a mistake and try and do it on the break. The whole purpose of this performance was to try and keep it level and grab a goal on the break. As soon as you go 1-0 down, it nullifies our whole game plan because Chelsea are like, yeah, we ain't going to push at you now. Let's see what you've got and we'll hit you. And it's just... It's just so bloody frustrating to concede from a corner because you want to concede, if you're going to concede, to, you know, Chelsea actually breaking us down. To be fair, the cutback from Hazard was good. But, I mean,
that's
as
really
I said,
all they've had, though, Mark.
Hazard's absolutely bantered Ashley Young so far, though, hasn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, he has. But that's the only time that Hazard has got him behind and it's resulted in the corner, and it's I mean, look at this. Look, Alonso just going through him.
That right hand side's absolutely crap. Absolutely crap.
Going through
him. CGS says that Lindelof's crap because he's not being babysitted by Fellaini. Well, there's plenty of time to get back into it. There's plenty of time for it to get worse as well. That's going to be a corner, Ashley Young.
Oh, Ashley Young.
They got a goal kick.
Oh. Yeah, Kovacic there just ran through 3 players. No one put a tackle in until it got into the area. I mean, yeah, look, I mean, why Lindelof's marking David Luiz? So why was Pogba having a go at Lindelof after that?
Well, there must be a breakdown in communication. Pogba's not happy, but maybe it's not. Well, if it's Pogba's man, it's Pogba's fault. If it's Lindelof's man, it's Lindelof's fault. But at the end of the day, it's bloody crap. to leave. What annoys me about that is, if you think about a corner in most Premier League games, if you watch whatever team you're watching today, you watch a corner, and where Rudiger heads that will be populated by lots of players. How, at this level, when Rudiger gets there, he can't miss that. And there's so much space. There should be other United players there covering that space. Not man marking's all well and good, but you should have players covering a certain area. It's ridiculous. Chris Joseph says, Mark mistake causes goals, but how do we get back in playing this crap football? I'm so done with this rubbish. How do we get back into this game? Well, we try and play football, but unfortunately we're playing against a team that is far better than that it is.
Poor ball there by Lindelof. Out of position. Straight to Hazard.
Good tackle
Luckily,
by Luke
Shaw covered up.
Come on, give us something to shout about.
When United, they just seem to want to get hold of the ball now, just sort of die the tempo down a bit. Matic coming forward. Come on, Matic, release it. There we go. And Martial goes backwards. Look, there's no movement. I mean, Pogba's picked the ball up there. Look, there's no one in front of him making a run, trying to work an angle, nothing.
I did say this before the game, though, didn't I? I said it's all well and good being 2-0 down to Newcastle at home when you're at Old Trafford and the fans are singing your name. This is, no one's going to sing their name loud here. This is Stamford Bridge. We have got away fans there, but we can't out-sing the home support. So, where's your inspiration coming from? It's got to come from the manager and it's got to come from the players themselves. They've got to have that mental strength. And
good test of character now for United. See how they can come back from the team that's leading the Premier League at the minute. This is certainly going to be a game where
he'll get Ashley Young booked as well in a minute, and he's booked him. There we go.
Yes,
that's game over. That's game over. Ashley Young booked. That's it. See you later. That's game. Oh, it's probably game over at 1-0 anyway, but it's definitely game over now. Ashley Young booked as well. Prick.
Did he even get the ball? No, he didn't get the ball. Again, that's the second or third one Ashley Young's done on Hazard. Diving in too quick. So we've got our CDM booked and our right back booked. David Luiz is allowing to ping these balls out to the right and left hand side. No one's closing him down whatsoever. The pressing is just not there from United at all.
Oh, come on. Have we ever been a pressing team?
No, but you would have liked to have seen it though, wouldn't you? I mean, with that team that's out there today, you'd expect a bit more than this. You really would. I mean, Pogba's not been in the game. Lukaku has not been in the game. Rashford's seen a lot.
Have a shot, Matic. Too many touches again.
Yeah.
It's too many touches from United. Gavin Tetley says get Young off before he's sent off. The only problem with that is the only other right back we've got on the bench is Darmian.
Lukaku just said something to Rashford there, and Rashford just shrugs his shoulders as if to say, well, are you going to move? What else can I do?
Is that a penalty?
Nah.
Luis and Rashford?
Oh, that's good old-fashioned coming together. Oh, he's talking.
He's not far off.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's basically saying young shit from Fellaini and Matic. That's baby talk. But I just seen the goal again there. Absolutely. I tell you what, that is a for any professional footballer, that is absolutely straightforward. It should never happen. Never happen. Free header in the Premier League.
It's a bullet header as well, isn't it? It really is. But he should never have got the space to have done that.
Well, De Gea gets so much stick. Like you got stick for playing against England in the week for letting 3 goals in, and he's a brilliant goalkeeper, De Gea. But if anyone knows anything about goalkeeping, brilliant goalkeepers and saves come because the striker doesn't put it in the area they should. If or whoever it is, if they put it where they should, no keeper saves it anyway. And I think that happens a lot with De Gea at the moment. I saw it in the Spain game as well. He can't make any of those 3 goals a save. It's impossible.
Pogba's took a whack there from Rudiger, I think it was. Pogba's down holding his shoulder.
There's a yellow card.
There's a yellow card coming. Oh, he's all right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean, Rudiger's got up there with his hands, both his hands on Pogba's head there.
Yeah, definite yellow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we can get a Chelsea player sent off. That'd help.
Tip the Toker says he's used to it now. The black dude, Pogba has to go. No, he's just not been in this game at all. Really
I know
He's
Pogba will get
so deep.
Pogba will get blamed for the goal, but to be honest with you, I think Matic is just a waste of time.
He's very slow for a game like this.
He's been booked as well, so he becomes irrelevant, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Timo says you can't play Mata nowadays. I said that before the game. I really do like Juan Mata, but I don't think he's quick enough anymore. I don't.
A couple of people in the chat asking, did Rudiger get booked? Yes, he did. Oh, dear.
United have just got to try and hang in there at 1-0 now. They've got to keep it 1-0. Nathan Brown says, I don't think we've been that bad.
Oh.
Was he onside there, Marcus?
Alonso was onside, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Onside.
That's Lindelof again.
Yeah, Lindelof.
Tell you what, if he controls that, that's 2-0.
That's 2-0, yeah.
Matic again, first touch and he's lost it.
Yeah.
I said this in the preview as well. Matic is going to be a Chelsea dream because he can't just take one touch, so you know you can get in on him.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was really strange that United are playing like 3 ex-Chelsea players today. Really,
yeah.
Really strange, Lukaku, Mata and Matic. I mean, again, look, David Luiz. Lukaku is just not shutting down. He's not running at all. He's not pressurising the centre-backs. He's allowing them to have the ball, allowing them to do the passing.
Long ball from you. No, he actually did play a ball there, to be fair. One Zarkman says, are you playing FIFA today, Mark? Thanks for the contribution, pal. I doubt it, because after this game we got match reaction, then we got the fan cams, so...
Good tackle from Ashley Young there, but out of play.
Brendan says Mourinho needs to be fired. Well, there's a long way to go in this game yet. I mean, he used to say we don't nick a equaliser.
United being taught a lesson here in possession football.
Paul Robinson says he's bored. We look lost, says Jerry James. I was thinking exactly the same, Jerry. It's I don't like to say this when I'm watching an opposition, but I look at Chelsea probing and you think we're 1-0 down.
Yeah.
It's like
we're
actually bloody losing this game and Chelsea are probing and keeping the ball. It's like it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
I mean, look at Hazard. Look, he's just got so much space to pick a pass here. Finally, Matic comes out to close him down, but even Kovacic picking up the ball. It's almost like it's the last 10 minutes of the game and we're hanging on to a 1-0 lead.
Instead, we're hanging on to a 1-0 loss, aren't we? Because that's about our level.
Yeah, and it's the first 33 minutes. Absolutely ludicrous play. Come on, Martial. Matic, what the hell?
Here we go, Rashford. Bit of space down the right.
Oh, Hazard, that's a yellow, surely.
He's going to book him, yeah?
Yeah, that should be a yellow, definitely. Good run by Rashford down at right-hand side, but it was a lucky bounce that caused it.
I don't think this was a free kick, to be honest. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I didn't see the kick of the leg. I thought it was just a shoulder barge. It was, and he should get a yellow card because he's already done an attack. No, it's a straight yellow card for Hazard, actually.
That is, yeah.
So this is an opportunity to put a ball into the box, which Ashley Young should have the ability to do. We've got a little bit of height in there. Mata's behind it as well. I wouldn't use Mata because that's going to go towards the goal. Darian Jones says, is it me or is Lukaku getting bigger? There's been a lot of talk about that this week, about Lukaku's size compared to when he was at Everton. He's really bulked up. And look, I don't see the point in him being that big. We want a quick striker.
Mata's taking it. Oh, what a waste. What a waste.
I think that needs to be a right-footed, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, Rashford, go at him again. Yeah, United just look clueless. Unless it's a set piece. They just look clueless. They don't know what to do with the ball.
Play on.
It's a foul. Right.
They're so quick on the ball, Chelsea. I mean,
I mean, look, no one wants to touch him. Well done, Rashford, for getting in there. Oh dear.
Remember to subscribe if you're new. We're getting, well, one positive is we're nearly at 290,000. So bottom right hand corner, subscribe if you're new. We'll have fan cams, match reaction. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. So get involved. Obviously we're playing Arsenal Fan TV tomorrow as well. So that'll be bloody interesting, having to listen to fucking DT in my ear, having lost to fucking Chelsea. It's going to be great. At least Arsenal aren't playing till Monday night. But I mean, this is the world we live in, isn't it? You know, people think it's nice that you're going sack Mourinho, this, that, and the other. Whereas it's not. You know, every game's a bloody ball ache. It's not nice. It's not nice the bloody shit you take. And everyone, I know Liverpool have had it for 30 years and Arsenal have had it for 10, but
yeah.
But it doesn't matter how long you have it. It's not nice, and it's not nice for a fan base to just be embarrassed by the effort and the tactics. And you know, I fully expect any game at Chelsea, because I've seen it over the years. I've seen good United teams go to Chelsea and lose because it's a tough place to go. But to basically go and sit back like this, I mean, we were conned by that team news. It has been a part of the bus team.
Yeah, definitely, totally agree with it. It might well have been an attacking lineup, but it's not an attacking mentality from the players at all. I mean, and to just prove that is the corner that Ashley Young passed it back like 60 yards to De Gea when everyone was up for the corner. It was safety first, like you said, Mark. There's no risk in United's play. It's very slow. Again, it's such a shame with the lineup. Go on, get in there, Smalling. Free kick to United. But yeah, you would have thought United would have come to Stamford Bridge to have a go with that lineup, but they haven't at all. One semi-decent chance, if you could call it that, was the Lukaku header, which was nowhere near on target. See, Matic again, what is he doing? Trying to do drag backs in the centre of the pitch. Headed out by Lindelof. Alonso's picked it up.
Picking up the second balls. This is this isn't FIFA 19 scripting. This is bloody two teams of 11 men, and every second ball and every tackle Chelsea are winning. It's men against boys, really.
I mean, Hazard there, he turned Ashley Young, and Ashley Young again, nowhere to be seen. Totally lost him.
I think Matic has been absolutely terrible in this game. I don't know what that pass is. Surely that can't stay in.
Well, he very nearly did. Hazard was a little bit quicker.
I think United have just got to hang in there, haven't they, Marcus, really? And
yeah, I think
they've had 205 passes to our 117, which is, you know, getting on for embarrassing when you're only, 35 minutes into the game. But
yeah, I mean, that just goes to show that United aren't pressing at all. They're quite content to let Chelsea have the ball and let them come at them. But when you've got a defence like we have, we can't afford to do that.
Matic is wearing pink boots, yeah. It says it all.
It's the pink boots again, isn't it? Yeah.
Why is a player like Matic wearing pink boots? What an absolute pillock.
Have you got pink boots for tomorrow?
I bloody haven't. I can't wear pink boots. If you're going to wear pink boots, you've got to have something about you, i.e. a little bit of flair, haven't you? Bloody Nemanja Matic wearing pink boots. He's going to wear high heels next. I mean, it's just nonsense, absolute nonsense.
I do like the kit you picked.
It wasn't the kit. We did want an Adidas one, but we got let down, so the Nike was all we could get. But it's quite a nice kit.
It is, yeah. Very, very nice colour. Luke Shaw and Lindelof having words there. There's no communication across the back four at all.
Get to half time at 1-0, and maybe he will change it. It's the monitor on. Cross comes in. Lindelof should be putting that out. Well, did well actually.
Yeah. Again, Luke Shaw lost Willian there. Willian got the run on him. I mean, Pogba standing in next to Kante. I mean, it's a bit of a mismatch in terms of height, but he's done well there, Pogba. Shuffled him off, out for a goal kick. Oh dear.
Well, we haven't had a chance, really, have we? That Lukaku header.
Yeah,
which he should have done better with, but.
Why is Fred not playing? Says Xavier. Fred's on the bench. I think we'll probably see
I think
him
Fred should have
second half.
played, but I didn't actually expect... I would have played Herrera as well.
Definitely, yeah. Herrera's done really well against Chelsea. Thankfully, Morata can't shoot, and that one's gone well wide.
You were very kind there. Thankfully, Morata's shit. Well, Yemi's right. There is no urgency in the United team. There isn't. And there bloody better be at some point, because I think it'd be even worse to lose this 1-0 than it would be to lose it 4 or 5-0. Because if we lose it 1-0 from this position, it's going to be defensive mishap and lack of effort. We should at least be scoring a goal in this game. There's no excuse not to score a goal in a Premier League game. There isn't.
No.
You've got to show the effort and desire to do it. You've got to create... I mean, all right, you might get a nil score sheet because you're unlucky and you hit the post twice or whatever, or keeper makes worldies, but you've got to make those opportunities, and we're not doing that.
No, we're not. I mean, Mata's not had much to do with the creativity side of things. Pogba's not been involved in the game. Rashford, he's had a couple of runs down the right-hand side, but the majority of the time he's defending.
They're nearly getting in again there.
Yeah, if Willian had got on the end of that, Alonso was free in the box. But again, great ball by, I think it was Jorginho there. Yeah,
people are on the drink already, some people in the live comments. The level between Chelsea and us is this half is embarrassing, says Xavi Dre. I agree. Can't blame Lukaku, he's been isolated. I sort of agree with that. I've seen a few people having a go at Lukaku, and I've sort of ignored it purposely, because I think, look, yeah, we all know Lukaku's first touch is crap, but it's he's isolated, isn't he? He is isolated, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Some of the passing is terrible there.
Hazard's picked it up here. I mean, Chelsea, they're so much quicker at picking up the loose balls as well.
Chelsea have got very good players, but I always say this about United: we've got very good players as well. The difference here is that Chelsea have got a formation, and Sarri hardly ever changes his 11. He certainly doesn't change his formation every week, and he doesn't change his philosophy. So these players, they're well drilled. They know where players are going to be. They know the style of play of the players. I mean, whatever you say about United, and I've heard Paul Robinson say it many times, so I'm sort of nicking what he says as well. What's the plan with United? What's the formation with United? And the reality is it changes every week. I mean, we were all surprised today, but actually it's quite a bad thing that we were surprised today, because there's players playing that we were like, oh, look, he's playing. Oh, look, we're playing this formation. We never know from week to week what our 11 is, what our formation is. So how can you be an effective threat to the top teams in the league when nobody knows what we are? We don't know what we are. No wonder we're making so many defensive mistakes, because it changes week to week what they're drilled to do.
As I was picking it up here, he's just...
But a player should not be allowed to do what Hazard's doing there. He's in the middle of the pitch and he's just, all right, he's not getting anywhere, but it's just skip past one, ball possession, retained.
I mean, look at them. I mean, Chelsea, they're just nicking about 5-10 yard passes, keeping it simple.
It's bloody embarrassing, this is.
Yeah.
This is the sort of stuff, when you were watching games and the crowd are cheering every pass. It's like like that. It's that sort of, and that's embarrassing.
All it's missing is a Mexican wave, isn't it, around the stand? Ball in. Ooh.
Good header by Smalling.
But again, I mean, that's a cracking ball in by Alonso. But again, Chelsea retain possession. Oh.
And even when we clear it, it's just coming back.
Yeah. I thought that could have been a free kick.
I tell you what, I've said this a few times. If Chelsea had a decent number 9, they would be probably, I don't think they can win the league this year, because I think it will be between City and Liverpool. But if Chelsea had a number 9, imagine if they had an Aubameyang or an Icardi or something like that.
Yeah.
Because Morata is crap, and Giroud, I think, is pretty much he's a bit of a one-trick sort of last 20 minutes player. But if they had a proper number 9, I think they'd be devastating.
Look at them. Look, no one's coming out here to close them down. I mean, Matic comes out. Then United have got a break, but there's no one there. Everyone's in our half.
We've got to do something with it, yeah.
Yeah, Rashford made a good run there through the middle, but Martial didn't see it.
He's found Pogba. Get it in.
Come on, chip it.
What's he doing there?
Poor
Why
ball.
did you put the ball in?
Ball. I've got to say, I think Pogba's had a really poor first half. I think the whole team have, actually. Ashley Young at right back has been absolutely dreadful. I think he's been skinned too many times by Hazard and Alonso doubling up on him down that side. Luke Shaw's been skinned a couple of times by Willian. The midfield is non-existent, Mata, quiet, not creating nothing. And, I don't really think you could blame Lukaku today because he's not had any service whatsoever. If he's had 3 or 4 shots on goal in the first half, then yeah, you could say, okay, there's a problem with him. But he's had nothing, absolutely nothing, apart from that one header. That's all he's had.
Pogba playing for Mourinho's departure. Well, maybe we can create a chance.
All over the top.
Whilst it's 1-0, there's always a chance, isn't there? Foul there by Martial on Rudiger.
Yeah. 2 minutes.
It's not game over. There's a few people saying it's game over. I mean, I sort of said that when Rudiger did score, but, he could change it at half time. We could go more offensively, couldn't he? What embarrasses me the most about this is that it's like we're 1-0 down. We're 1-0 down. And yet Chelsea are dictating and probing for the second goal. Yeah. It's like, what are we waiting to do? We are already 1-0 down. We're not defending anything. We're 1-0 down. And here is Hazard running at the back 4.
There's no reaction from United since the goal. No reaction at all.
Willian,
no urgency.
Good block. And it's that De Gea. We need to get in at half time. 1-0 would be great. There's a few people saying 1-1. Fowler's in. We'd have to go some to get it, but
yeah. Matic again. Look, he's just holding onto the ball and then he goes backwards. Great bit of skill there by Martial on the left wing.
Yeah, finds Mata, loses the ball.
I mean, look, come on, Pogba, chase him down.
This has just been too easy for Chelsea.
Look at it.
I don't think Chelsea are even in. They're not even in. I don't think Chelsea are even in third gear, let alone top gear.
It's almost like a game of attack and defend.
We're so slow. We're so bloody slow in closing the ball down. It's shocking. I mean, he has just blown for half time, so obviously players get to stop then. But it's like watching me play tomorrow. Just got no legs to chase the ball down. We just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So 1-0 to Chelsea at half time. I mean, some people would say that's hardly surprising going into the game, and I think there is that feeling amongst United. I mean, Howard Walters has made a contribution and says, I've seen this game many times under Van Gaal. I think that's the big disappointment for me, Marcus. It's the approach, it's the lethargy, it's the can't be arsed, it's the if you're not on it, you make mistakes like we did on that corner. That corner is ridiculously bad to concede. It's simple. It's playground defending. And that's because people aren't switched on and motivated. If you're switched on... I think about, think through the past, your Roy Keanes, your Vidic's. Ball's coming into your box, you run through a brick wall to get your head on it. And we're like, oh, it's your fault. It's like the bloody Chuckle Brothers with Lindelof and Pogba. To you, to me, to you. Pick up your man. Take a bit of ownership. That's the leadership that we haven't got from the manager, from the board, and on the pitch. There's no leadership because you can't be in a televised game to the world watching Rudiger running away, scoring a free header, going, I thought you had him. This is Premier League football. This is absolutely the creme de la creme of football. You cannot be stood there arguing with each other about who should have been marking a player. Grab your balls and say, I'm marking Rudiger, and you bloody mark him. And that's as fans, that's the disappointing thing, because tactically people will say, well, that's not Mourinho's fault. But actually, I think it is Mourinho's fault, because why are these players not getting kicks up the arses for all these mistakes they're making? Why is it not being drilled into them in the training ground? What are we doing?
I honestly can't answer that, mate. Honestly cannot answer it. I think... the way the goal came about from the corner, it's pure shambolic defending, and it just goes to show that there was no communication there, because Pogba was talking with Lindelof, Lindelof was having a word with Luke Shaw, So there's no conversation. No one's taking command of that back line at all. But I mean, even leading up to that, to the corner, I mean, Hazard, he went past Ashley Young and got that ball across the box. Absolutely no problem. It should have been cut out straight away, but Ashley Young, he's just too slow at right back. He's been skinned quite a few times down that right hand side, and it's a worry now as well, particularly for the second half, because he's on a yellow card. You got Matic on a yellow card. So I think you need to change the dynamic of the team. And I think you've probably got to go for it now. You've got 45 minutes. It's on the line. So I would probably say take Matic off now and chuck Fred on. I really would.
I think it's been very interesting in the second half. I think, look, you know what? The embarrassing thing about that game as well is that we're 1-0 down already. We're already 1-0 down, and we're sat back like we're defending the lead. Marcus said it as well. It's like it's the last 10 minutes of the game and Chelsea are pressing for the win. You know, how is that supposed to happen? You know, how can that be when you're 1-0 down? I mean, whether you're playing FIFA, when you're playing down the park, whether you're playing five-a-side, the football's meant to go in motion so that the team presses you, they get the goal, and then you press them to try and get a goal. But it's not changed. It's continued the same way, and I think that for me is the disappointing thing. So he's got to make a change at half time, and a positive change. But maybe he's so scared, Marcus, that he's like, well, if I do that, we'll end up getting beat 3 or 4-0. So we're already playing damage limitation, even though the game is lost, and that's worrying.
But I mean, I think from a manager's point of view, if you know your team's beat, then you've got to go down trying. You got to. I would rather play decent football and lose 2 or 3, knowing that we've had a decent game, knowing that we've gone for it, we've gone for the jugular. But this team, the most disappointing thing for me in that first half is when they scored the goal, there was no reaction from United at all. They came off the board, they skipped the game. It was so slow, it was so lethargic again, and so something has got to change here. You've got an attacking lineup like that out there that can get goals, that can create chances, and the only thing we created was a bloody set piece where Ashley Young, long ball into the box to the back post of Smalling, it comes back across and Lukaku puts it wide. That's it. That's all the attacking intent United have done in 47 minutes. And I think it's disgusting. I really do. With that team, it's absolutely ludicrous. And the pass from Ashley Young from the corner goes back 60 yards. He passes it back to De Gea when you've got all your big guns up there, centre forwards, Rashford, Martial, your centre back. And instead of lumping it back in the box, he plays it all the way back to De Gea. Safety first. It's disappointing. It really is disappointing.
Ross, you were trying to get on, so I've just quickly added you into the call.
How you doing, mate? You alright? How you doing, Marcus?
Right, Mike, you alright?
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. Well, more than disappointing, to be honest, Mark. The tactics is a shambles. I think Lukaku has been an absolute shambles as well. Everything bounces off him. He can't even win a header. He's got no energy at all. We can't close down any defenders. That runs through the team, but it starts with Lukaku. There's no energy. Graham Souness was hammering into Pogba at the start of the game. He's got a point. If Pogba didn't play today, it'd be 0-0 at half-time because he hasn't done anything else. And he was purely at fault for the goal. Is that a £100 million player that's supposed to be dragging this team forward? Mistake after mistake in big games, and it's not good enough.
The thing is, I was just watching it back there, though. I mean, the cross from Lukaku that Pogba's trying to get on, as soon as the cross comes in, he's screaming. He obviously knows he's lost his man, and I wonder whether it is his man or not. I mean, it's a wet dream for Graham Souness, isn't it? But I'm just so disappointed. We were both saying that, Ross. Actually, I think it probably would have been 0-0 at half time, because we spoke about, Ross was there for the team news when it came out, and we were like, oh, it's an attacking team, and it's an attacking team. I think we were conned. It's not an attacking team at all. It's 2 banks of 4. It is Rashford and Martial basically playing as fullbacks, and we try to hit on the break very slowly. I don't see that as I think a lineup. It's an attacking lineup, but it's not. There's no attacking intent from this there. It's 2 banks of 4 to try and shut Chelsea down, which we were doing, and then we concede from a set piece.
Yeah, tactically it's awful. But what I would say is that The players have got no energy. They're no good on the ball. I don't know what tactics you put out there. If your players panic on the ball and they won't close players down, you ain't going to win a game. And that runs from the players. So surely Jose hasn't told them all to stand there in static positions. It's dreadful. We said before, didn't we? And I'm sure you agree, Marcus. Matic is he stands next to Paul Pogba. When I look at Chelsea with the way their centre midfielders line up, you've got one on the left, one on the right. They pass it between. Matic and Pogba stand in the same position. It just makes no sense. We can't transition left to right. It's really disappointing, actually. And the changes that I'd make would be to take Lukaku off, because the issue I have with him is if we do get that one chance, and I believe we get it, if it falls to Lukaku, I do not back him to score it. And that's the fine lines between football. That header that he made he made that not look like a chance. That was a massive chance. That should have been on target or to Chris Smalling, and that should have been 1-0. But because he fluffs it every time, we just brush it off as that's what it is. No, the standard at United is bigger than that, and chances like that need to be put in the back of the net. And it's just so annoying.
I think, you were on about that, Marcus. I think that Lukaku header at first, because we're so used to it, we're like, it wasn't a very good chance. Then you watch it back again, like we always seem to do, and it was a good chance. It was right on his head.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. It should have been on target at least, Ross, shouldn't it? Really, I mean, when you pay that amount of money for a striker like that, who's quite clinical at Everton as well. He got 25 plus goals last season for us, and you would expect him to get that on target at least. So for me, it goes down as a good chance.
Sanchez would have got that on target, and he's 4 foot nothing. That's, you know what I mean? That's not height. And then Lukaku's, is he winning headers? No, he jumps for the ball, and the ball hits his head, and it could go bloody anywhere when De Gea's kicking it out. He's not knocking it, laying it down to players. He's not controlling it. He's just heading it anywhere that he's hoping to get it. And we can't build attacks like that. Look, it runs through the team. The defenders can't pass it out. The midfield, Pogba and Matic, are just a shambles at positioning. And there's no out ball. So all in all, you cannot blame Martial. You cannot blame Rashford. It's the whole team. It's corrupted from back to front. And if he doesn't bring Fred on at half-time, Jose's seriously losing the plot.
Yeah,
I think the whole team lacks creativity for me. I mean, Mata's put in there at the number 10, and he's had nothing at all. He's created nothing. So, I mean, it's pointless in being in that position. You might as well either change the whole system or change the personnel. Take him out. Take Matic out as well while you're at it. Just go for it now. You're 1-0 down. Your job's on the line. You know it's on the line. So just go for it. What's he scared of?
Do you think we can do it in the second half, Ross?
There'll have to be a dramatic change, because Chelsea were just taking the piss that first half, if you ask me. Playing like Brighton. So if we can go out like that, no, absolutely no chance. If he changes it up, 4-4-2, I think we do have a chance, because Chelsea are not playing hugely great, to be honest. They're just taking the piss out of us, because we are so crap. So crap.
I agree. I think they're in third gear, Chelsea. That's not a good Chelsea performance. Yeah. And the way they were passing it around, I mean, it's like they're not even jogging. They're just passing it around. There's no press from us. There never is a bloody press from us, is there? And my only hope is that maybe we can do what we did against Man City and produce, a second half that none of us predicted. Because I remember that half time against Man City, and that was 2-0 as well, and we came back from that. So maybe we, the recent history is there that we can do it. I do believe that we've got the players to do it. I think Chelsea look a little bit off themselves, but we've got to go for it in that second half. And yet again, even if we do go for it, boys, we'll obviously be very happy. But it just, again, for me, it just shows no matter what this result ends up being, it's only ever going to be 45-minute performance again. And I'm fed up of it. I mean, even if we come out with the win, which would be fantastic, it's just there's something absolutely wrong with that club at the moment.
He's a reactive manager, isn't he, at the minute? He can't pick the right starting 11. He can't pick the right tactics. And he's just hoping that he can make the right decisions in the game to correct his wrongs before the game. This should all be sorted out before. We all knew Chelsea were going to high press. We all knew Chelsea were going to play like this. And they've done it. They played us off the park. There's no thought process as to how we're going to line up. Play Martial and Rashford and play them as wing-backs. It's balmy. So yeah, it is. It does boil down from the management.
Well, thanks for popping on, pal. Really appreciate that.
Thanks for having us on. It's good to be with you, Mark and Marcus.
Yeah, mate.
I'll speak to you on Tuesday.
See you Tuesday. Cheers, guys.
Later, bud.
So yeah, look, all I would say from a United fan point of view, because I know not everyone's a United fan, but from a United fan point of view, don't give up yet, because we've done it before. We've done it before against Man City, haven't we? So we can do it, and we never thought that was going to be possible. So it can happen, but I think for me, as I was saying there, Marcus, and everybody at home, even if we do it, obviously I'll be ecstatic and we'll be like, yeah, we beat Chelsea. But I think tomorrow morning I'll be waking up and going, I'm fucking fed up of this. I'm sorry to swear, but I'm fed up of this. You know, how many times are we going to... I mean, I look at the goals against Newcastle. They were crap defending. West Ham, crap defending. Brighton, crap defending. Chelsea today, crap defending. This is what Mourinho's meant to be all about. Mourinho's meant to be about good defending. And you know, one incident you can blame on players, but it's so consistent. It's a massive problem. And if you can't defend and we can't score. I mean, we've played 3.5 games at Stamford Bridge now under Mourinho, and we haven't scored a goal yet.
Yeah, and again, it's going back to the second half performances. It's you dread to think what they're going to come out and do in this second half. You really do. It's going to go one or two ways. We either go out and get battered, or we go out and we win. I think it's going to be the fact that we're going to go out there. We might possibly try for it and try to go gung ho and just go all out, balls out, and try and get the goal, get back in it. But Chelsea are so quick on the counter attack. They got some great players in their side that can really hurt us and do damage. And with Ashley Young and Matic on the yellow cards, it's a risk. It's going to be a hell of a risk for Mourinho to play like that. So I don't know. I don't know what he can do. I honestly don't know what he can do. I mean, they're coming out now. Ashley Young's still on.
I mean, grabbing the bull by the horns, I would take Matic off and get Fred or Herrera on to try and get a little bit of speed.
I think you need to, yeah.
But I don't think he will have done.
You need some energy in that midfield. That's a major problem. Matic is just so slow in this game. Pogba is not getting any of the ball whatsoever. So maybe get Matic off, get Pereira in there, get Herrera in there just to free up Pogba. Give Pogba a bit more license to go forward, because there's not much else he can do. I don't think the bench. All right, the bench has got some quality on it, but it's not amazing quality. It's not game changing quality for me.
It doesn't look like he's made any changes.
No, he hasn't. No. So I'm going to expect more of the same, and I'm probably going to say I expect Chelsea to get another goal.
Daniel Ajasta says no subs. Yep, this will end up 3-0, says Glenn, and a few people saying we'll get a draw out of this.
I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Like you said there, not scored a goal at Stamford Bridge. The record isn't great, and going by the first half, I don't think we've got any chance of scoring, to be honest. I really don't.
I think it's there to be done if we actually just play football and press and move the ball quicker. But they're myths. So I don't see how you can just turn that on. You know, we've been with Mourinho for 2 years and he doesn't press and he doesn't move the ball quickly. So unless he just says to the players again, do what you want to do.
I mean, the thing is here, when De Gea had the ball just then, you got Morata chasing down De Gea to force him to make the clearance. We didn't do that once in the first half. I never saw Lukaku do that to their goalie at all. I mean, fewest first half touches here. Lukaku 9, De Gea's had 15. It's dreadful, absolutely dreadful.
Oh God, Pogba and Rashford took out.
Smalling
took out. Into Morata, into his feet. De Gea makes a save. Should have been 2-0.
Oh.
The way they cut through our midfield there, it's embarrassing. I think it's Jorginho, skips past Pogba and Rashford and Smalling, plays Morata in. There's still Matic there. Matic makes a bloody disaster of it. It's just absolutely... Nightmare says defence ripped. It's embarrassing, that is. And it should have been 2-0. Thank God, like you said in the first half, Morata, Marcus, Morata is shit.
It's funny because in that summer when it was a toss-up between Morata and Lukaku, I actually went for Morata purely because Jose knew him. But yeah, thankfully we dodged the bullet with that one. But I mean, Pogba's picked the ball up here, gone past two, tried the fancy touch. See, why does he have to do that fancy touch?
Look at the speed from Kovacic here. It's the speed that they've got on the break. It's direct, it's fast, and that's what Sarri ball's all about as well. When you get the ball, you move it quick.
I mean, Williams free. Oh, I say Pogba's picked him up now, but I mean, ball over the top. Thankfully, too far. Darren Sweetman says Pogba's starting to do flicks. Well, yeah, exactly. That's just exactly what I just said. Why is he doing the flicks? We're 1-0 down. It's it's not as if we're 2-3 up where he can showboat and do his stuff. We're chasing the game. Oh, Edwin says, "Come on, Man United, you can beat Chelsea." I hope so, but it's not looking like it. Kante's seeing a lot of the balls second half as well.
On a positive note, we are 27 subscribers away from 290,000. That could be the biggest positive of the day for United fans, well, United stand fans. So drop us a like on the video. Subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Morata's just gone down holding his ankle there, and I do wonder why. Hazard. I do wonder if that's like a FIFA 19 penalty where he's been fouled after the shot.
I think he was. I think Ashley Young dived in on him as he went past him.
Yeah, that would be a penalty on FIFA 19. I don't agree with those penalties, but that's a penalty on FIFA 19. Tackles him after the shot. Oh. When was the last time Herrera played? We had one shot on goal. Cheers, United stand, says Ali. Thanks for contribution, pal. And Alligator, watching this team is like watching the Titanic and expecting the ship not to hit the iceberg. Thanks, lads, for the contributions there. Yeah, it's weird. I'll just wander off onto FIFA 19 for a minute, even if people don't play it. That happens a lot on FIFA 19. The player gets the shot on goal, it goes wide or it gets saved. But if your diving tackle catches them after the shot, the ref still gives a penalty. That's why Paul Robinson says it is a penalty.
It should have been, yeah. I mean, Ashley Young, reckless there, just diving in on him.
It's definitely a FIFA 19 penalty. I just don't know about in real life.
But it's a last-ditch tackle. He absolutely flew past him. Ashley Young knew he was getting nowhere near him. But, trying to do something. I mean, Pogba's looking to go forward here. But again, he has to go back. There's nothing in front of him.
Matic, Lukaku, Morata. There's a chance for Rashford to get at Alonso.
Oh, finally, a bit of space, yeah. But look how quick Alonso was out there to him.
And then the pass is terrible and we lose possession.
Free kick. Dreadful from United so far, start of the second half. Absolutely dreadful. No urgency at all. And it's still static football. There's still no quickness to it. There's no pace to the play from United at all. But as soon as Chelsea get the ball, they're looking to go forward. United are looking to go sideways. I mean, Hazard, is anyone going to put a foot in on him or just let him dance with it?
There's no change so far. I mean, United have had a little bit more intent, but not really any change. And you just we're only 5 minutes in the second half, and Morata, like I said, should have made it 2-0.
Yeah. I mean, David Luiz is even coming in to join in there.
Oh, here we go.
Look at him. In the box.
Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. God. Their centre-back is running through our fucking penalty box. This is a joke. No one picked him up.
No one picked him up at all. Mata let him run, I think it was. Smalling came across. He nearly done Smalling there with a quick turn. But when you got David Luiz running from one penalty box to the other, you know you're in trouble, I'm afraid. So that corner at Chelsea. See what happens on this one.
Well, we've just got to mark our men up.
Yeah.
Punch clear. See what I don't understand about, well, I suppose you've just got to go where the players are. But when you watch that corner back again, it's like the same. It's like the corner they scored from. All round the penalty box is absolutely free because they just line up. I agree with Daniel. He says this is banter football from United, and it really is. But the reality is, how funny is football? We could just get a chance and get a 1-1 draw, and it would be absolutely undeserved on what we've seen. But whilst it's 1-0. We have got that chance to do it, but I think the danger for Chelsea is that it's so easy for them that maybe they will just lose a bit of concentration because we've been absolutely terrible.
I mean, from that corner, Ashley Young tried to pass it upfield, and there's absolutely no one there. I mean, who's he passing it to?
Easy mode for Chelsea, says Yakov. Agreed.
Well, that's a yellow, surely, William. Blatant trip on Martial.
St. Columbo, This performance is shocking beyond belief. No passion, no ideas, completely lost. That's just it's an embarrassing advert for Manchester United Football Club. This.
It's almost as if United someone from United needs to make a really good tackle, a good hard challenge to provide that spark or something through the team. Dangerous ball in there, but I mean...
Luke Shaw did well, actually.
Yeah, luckily no one was on that penalty spot. Come on, man.
What's Lukaku doing? He's just pushing people and then...
Yeah. He's like a bulldozer, this guy.
Well done, Pogba. There we go.
Finally. Right. Lukaku, run at him.
That's actually good play, really, between Pogba and Lukaku to get it out to Rashford. But then we go backwards with the pass.
It's only going to... Yeah, there we go. It's only going to go back.
Well, Chelsea have got everyone back now, isn't it? This is it. You actually take a few players out and get a bit of a break. And then that player you give it to slows it down. And Chelsea have got everybody back. The whole point of a break is that you actually do something with it. Luke Shaw, put a cross in. Decent.
Good.
Mata. Oh, good shot. Kepa gets hold of it. Save. Mata. Luis clears. And they get rid of it. Oh, there's an injured player as well. He's given a goal. Martial, 1-1. Wow, there's going to be massive issues there because there's a Chelsea player lying down injured. But up yours, 1-1. Anthony Martial scores it. I thought he was going to disallow it. There'll be a lot of moaning about it. But that was what we were talking about. A little bit of fortune for Manchester United. And the cross comes in from Luke Shaw. Luis heads it away. United have got a lot of players in the box. Mata shoots. It's still running on. They've shown that there's a long play back here. Luis heads it away. It's Ashley Young who puts it back in. It falls to Martial, who's right next to the injured player. You play to the whistle, lads. It's 1-1.
It's not a head injury either. He's injured his ankle, so there was no reason to stop the play whatsoever. I didn't have to put the ball out.
2-2 for Anthony Martial. That's what it's all about.
Luck. There's a fair bit of luck in that because it ricochets off Rashford, it ricochets off Jorginho, right into Martial's path on the edge of the 6-yard box and in the back of the net. But no, that's a fair goal for me. It's not a head injury. There was no need for the ball to be out of play. He was holding his ankle. So, yeah, like you said, Mark, play to the whistle. And it's 1-1. Game on. Just waiting for Chelsea to kick off.
Well, this is what we were on about. Sorry, I was going quiet there. I was just changing the score for you. This is what we're on about. I mean, there's an element. There's not an element of shock in it for me because we've been shit. We've been absolutely shit. But
United seem to be playing now.
Well, this is the thing. Goals change prizes. Goals change games, and the reality is that Chelsea have only got themselves to blame. They've absolutely battered us. But one goal is one goal, isn't it?
Yep, definitely.
That was good play by Pogba. And now the tails will go up from United. It's the old story from United, isn't it? Playing half a game again. It actually irritates me. It really irritates me that we play shit football and then we'll come out and play well for 45 minutes. Why can't we do it for 90 minutes? Why can't we do it for 90 minutes? I mean, it was a bit of a lucky goal, I agree, but why can't we do it for 90 minutes? It's
Evra's sat next to Ed Woodward again.
Yeah.
There's got to be something in that as well. Oh, fair play. Just before the goal as well, you saw a couple of United substitutes warming up as well. So I wonder if Mourinho's going to change his plan now and stick with it. But yeah, I mean, fair play to United there. They stuck with it. They didn't have to kick the ball out of play. It wasn't a head injury. He was holding his ankle. Mike Dean saw that, so they were quite well within their rights to play on.
We've got to stop doing this, though. It is starting to become irritating. You know, we're like a different team after a half-time talk again. It's bollocks. I actually find it irritating at this point, and I really hope we can go and win this game because it would be brilliant to do that. But you can't do that. This is professional fucking football at the highest level. You can't just turn up for half a game. And I think it comes from the manager because obviously the tactics have changed in the second half again. We're going for it. You know, why can't we go for it from minute one? Why do we embarrass ourselves for 45 minutes against Chelsea?
It's the same similar situation to the Newcastle game. You know, the half-time team talk, it changed that.
Yeah.
Once the 10 minutes into the second half, they just decided to go for it. It was a completely different team in terms of the attitude. And it's the same with this half. 10 minutes into it, it's completely changed again. So I think the team talks, his last couple of team talks have been, you'd have to say, quite well received, I think, in terms of players doing what he's asking them. But, why can't we string a 90-minute performance together? It's baffling. Why can't they play this football for 90 minutes? You know, they're pressing high up the pitch now. I'll say that. Matter's dropping off. But yeah, they're pressing the ball now, quicker than what they were doing in the first half. They're looking to get the ball forward much quicker. And Martial chasing down now. I mean, look, now Chelsea players have got no space. They've got to go back. You know, it's the basics. Just got to do the basics right. Chelsea coming down the left-hand side. Great tackle by Ashley Young there. Well in.
I don't know why the Newcastle game was up on the screen there. It's my fault.
William,
and I saw loads of people in the live comments saying, why have you got Newcastle on there? But I think Chelsea look a bit shell-shocked now.
They do, yeah.
And this is an opportunity for United. You know, it was a lucky goal, but it was a goal. And let's go and bloody win it. It's much better from United in the second half. Much better.
Well, we spoke before the game, Mark, saying that we needed a decision or a bit of lady luck to shine on us to get a result, and I think it has. I think it has with that goal. Deflections went in our favour, and quite rightly the referee played on with the injury. It's it's the rules of the game. Martial,
you see, you start playing Martial every week, and people think, oh, he's not that effective, but actually this is what happened before we signed Sanchez. He was scoring week in, week out, and it makes a massive amount of difference. 2 in 2 for Martial, and again he's scoring the goals that are saving a person's career who's treated him like shit, but Martial still gets hate.
Second half, Martial's been really good. Everyone just seems to have upped their game a bit in the second half now. Hazard's got it. I mean, Ashley Young, look, I'm getting worried about Ashley Young doing these sliding tackles in the box on Hazard.
Well, it's going to be interesting how long United stay in this game to try and win it, because obviously we are the away team, and I just wonder whether we will revert to what we did in the first half at some point and just think, a point's a great result, because Jose will take a point here every day of the week.
Yeah. Oh. Go on, out we go, lads, out we go.
So the good thing about United now is we're starting to win these second balls. There's
Rashford
on the break.
Here we go.
Where's Lukaku? So slow. He is carrying too much weight, Lukaku. You can see it there. Martial and Mata are up from the corner, and Lukaku's not even in the screen. He's like 10 yards behind.
Yeah. I mean there we go. Look how tight Smalling is there, look, to Morata. That's better. Never saw that in the first half. Much better pressing from United. Much better.
Ali says, nice pressing from United. That is what we need. Some running after the ball. Cheers, pal. Ridiculously slow from Lukaku, that was, yeah.
You'd expect Lukaku to be Smalling. What is that? Go on, Martial, get your foot in. Chelsea probing now. They're seeing a lot of the ball again, but United are snapping at the heels now, which is so much better than the first half. Pogba picking the ball up, picking them balls forward. There we go. Lukaku now. What? Go at David Luiz, man. No. He's so one-footed, though. David Luiz has got an easy job there against Lukaku. Corner. Yeah. I'll say David Luiz did pretty decent there against Lukaku. Knows he's only got a left foot. Shows him down the right-hand side.
Who takes the corners? Yeah, Ashley Young, good.
Well, they've changed that up as well, because it was Rashford, wasn't it, that side, and Mata on the other in the first half.
You can't have Rashford on corners, he's crap. Do I think a draw will save Jose? Yeah, 100%. This will be seen as a good result. Lukaku is Akinfenwa in the making, says Mini Morner. Thanks for the contribution, pal. I know you're on about.
See again, from a corner, goes back to the Gea.
Gary says he predicted 1-1 and he hopes it stays that way. To be honest with you, I said before the game, a draw to me is just... Obviously, I prefer a draw to losing, but we've got... A draw is like... We need to win. We need to win this game. When you've lost at Brighton and you've lost at West Ham, we're playing. This is a team that we need to catch for fourth place, not bloody draw with. We got to beat them.
The way United are playing now and the way they're pressing, you can see United are definitely on the front foot at the minute. It's all they can smell the blood here, so they should go for it. Get the second.
The way, you're spot on. The way that if people aren't watching it, the way this game is balanced at the moment, there's only going to be one winner at the moment, and that will be United. We're definitely the team on top. Football's a game of two halves. It's that old thing, isn't it?
Yeah. United playing really like the home team at the minute. I mean, there we go. Luke Shaw, look, get in again. Go on. But the pressing from United, it's so much quicker. They're getting so much tighter. They're not allowing Willian or Hazard, really not an awful lot of space to do their trickery. Chelsea got a free kick. AS7 says yes, sure. Yeah, that was great, wasn't it? So much better, so much better. Get them. United will win, says Shakesha. Nelson says it's not a good one.
Oh, it should have been 2-1. David Luiz free header. Who's marking David Luiz there? It's just a simple cross into the box and he skipped away from somebody. Lindelof. Yeah. It's so unorganised at the back, and there they are. They're holding their hands up again, and it's like, how does this keep happening? How does this keep happening? It's just absolute terrible.
Well, we said in the first half, Mourinho prides himself on his defence, doesn't he? But, I mean, the whole game, the defence has been a bit of a shambles this game. There's no communication there at all, but well in by Rashford there. Come on, Pogba, get your head on that. Oh, face it down. Oh, unlucky.
Mata.
Lucky.
Lovely
Mata getting in.
Hard work. He's going to get booked for that. It's well late. Very late. Yellow card, yeah.
Yeah. But quicker from United, from the central midfield. Between Mata and Pogba, good bit of passing there. And they were getting in quick.
A bit of effort, a bit of fight, a bit of passion.
Yeah. Definitely yellow for Mata.
But it was good battling between Pogba and Mata there. They nearly forced their way through a massive crowd, and it was, I think, a different sort of player. That could have been a red, you know.
Yeah. I think if he makes a bit more of a meal of it, then
and it's
he's
Roy
in serious
Keane going
trouble.
into it or something like that.
Yeah. I think if that's a Herrera going in there, that's possibly a red card, that one. Chelsea coming forward.
But I think Chelsea have had a lot of the ball, but realistically, I mean, Morata should have scored at 1-0. David Luiz had a good chance then, but it's another set piece. I think in general, the way we've set up, it's been very boring, obviously, but it has sort of... It's what you expect from Mourinho.
But it's such a turnaround from the first half. How tight the United players are getting. Right, come on, Matic, stop him. There we go. Ashley Young again, look, well in.
That's good from Rashford. He wants the 1-2. He's too slow, Lukaku.
What are you doing? You had two choices there, left or right. Both were free.
Now here's Martial. He's got to work the goal. Ooh! Lukaku's cross headed clear.
That was dangerous from Lukaku. Go on, Martial, run him down the line. Oh, goal kick. The dangerous ball in from Lukaku there inside the box. Rashford just waiting at the back post. So Ross Barkley coming on for Chelsea. Who's coming off? Kovacic coming off. This could be dangerous. Ross Barkley, attacking player, going forward. Been playing quite well as well for Chelsea. Very interesting. Mourinho hasn't made any subs yet.
He is a bit stubborn with his subs, isn't he?
Mm.
Especially when two of them are on yellow cards.
Yeah, well, you got three now, haven't you, with Mata?
Mm.
I think Rashford's
I'd bring Sanchez on for Lukaku anyway. I mean, what's Lukaku's height going to do in a game like this?
Mm. Not as if we've been putting the ball in, crossing it into the box second half anyway.
I think there's a lot of truth in what some people in the live comments have been saying as well, that when Lukaku brings it on, United play well, and Lukaku in this second half has been very, very good.
Go on, bulldozer, get in there.
He's carrying. I tell you what, I'd never really thought about it before, but he really does look like he is carrying a lot of weight, Lukaku.
Ball from Mata. Chelsea, they're looking a bit ruffled at the minute.
Yeah, I think really the game's there to go and win it. It reminds me a lot of that Man City second half, where it was like 2-0 up, how did they lose this? And then we win 3-2. So we've got to keep pushing forward. Don't sit back. I mean, I know there's only 20 minutes to go and a point's not a terrible result, but keep pushing for it.
I think any other time, a point is a good result at Stamford Bridge. But I think the way the league table's planned out and our start to the season, I think a win is a must.
It would be a massive boost. Fraser says bring Fred on for Matic.
I'd agree with that. I'd bring Fred on. Yeah, definitely. Then you sit Pogba a bit deeper, like he was against Newcastle.
Kante shoots. Good save, De Gea.
Oh, great save. Alonso's got it though. Rashford did well there. Get him out of the box. Still hunting him down. No, never. That's not a foul. Come on. He's fallen over. A good shot from Kante. Great one-handed save by De Gea. Low down to his right. Chelsea got a free kick. Williams going to bend it in towards the keeper.
Into their hands. Matthew McFadden says, look at when Lukaku is next to Rudiger, you can see the difference in body shape. He's carrying too much weight and he's lost his pace. It's interesting why he's carrying so much weight. I mean, he's playing a lot of football, isn't he? He didn't have the summer off. He was at the World Cup. He's pretty much back. He plays for Belgium. It's interesting why he would be carrying. It must be a deliberate thing to bulk up.
United trying to hold on to the ball here, but Chelsea doing a high press and Mata's
brilliant by Mata here.
Oh, great Mata.
Lay him in.
We need a decent ball in.
Martial, why didn't you hit it first time? Yes! 2-1, Anthony Martial, what a finish! Have some of that. Bottom corner, United lead 2-1, momentum gained. Well, that's why Anthony Martial should be playing week in, week out for Manchester United, because that is absolutely fucking fantastic, Marcus. Get in! Martial FC, have some of that. Brilliant.
Fantastic. I mean, Mata, the work Mata did on the right-hand side there, he played a 1-2 with Ashley Young. Mata skipped past, just got his toe to the ball before Alonso. Plays in Rashford. Rashford with the ball into Martial, out from his feet. I thought it was a bad first touch and the opportunity had gone, but...
Keeper didn't even move his bloody feet. Cement feet. Absolutely sit down anybody who says Kepa's better than De Gea. I mean, actually, to be fair to him, he can't do sod all about that. The finish is absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. And United's second half again. We spoke about it half time. Don't write them off. We've seen them do it against Man City. Absolutely done it again.
Herrera was coming on as well. Herrera was stripped, ready to come on. So
got to hang on to this now. You can't blow this now. We've got to do it again.
Fantastic goal for Martial. I'm really pleased about his whole game today. He's been really good. Really good. The 2 goals, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So let's see what Chelsea can do. Hopefully United just carry on playing the way they were. Don't sit back how you was in the first half. All right, so Pedro's come on for Chelsea. He came on for Willian.
Well, this would be a massive 3 points if we get it.
It will be, yeah.
Still 15 minutes to go. Long way to go. But Martial is the GOAT. Lots of people are saying it. You know what? I feel a justification in this because how badly has Mourinho treated Martial?
It's amazing, isn't it? For the last couple of games, the players that he's been throwing under the bus are the ones that have come up good for him. Who's coming off then? Herrera. I think it was Mata I saw. Number 8. Yeah. So Herrera's coming on for Mata. But Mata played such a massive part in that, down that right-hand side. Fair play to him. Getting the hugs from Mourinho. On comes Herrera. So we'll probably go as the two CDMs now, Herrera, Matic. Give Pogba a bit of licence to go forward now, hopefully.
Radu Christian says, football is an easy game. It has a round ball, 2 goals, 22 men, and Manchester United winning every time after they concede first. Chelsea... I've got to say, let's talk about this in the preview. Chelsea have almost been... This can happen with a 12:30 kickoff after an international break. They seem, a little bit lethargic themselves. United have just sort of lured them in, and I think it was very easy for them. And then the second half,
by Rashford.
The second half, we've absolutely gone up a level. So it's absolutely fantastic.
Great tackle by Rashford on Ross Barkley there. Fantastic tackle. And I think that's the sort of tackles you want to see to get the away crowd up.
To be fair, it's probably a yellow card tackle, mate. If that would have been, I don't think it's a yellow card tackle, but the international in midweek. When,
yeah.
It's the sort of tackle they want to get rid of. But Chelsea have got the most goals in the last 15 minutes of any team this season, though. So hang on there. I have put out a provocative tweet on my @MarkGoldbridge. It's along the lines of Martial's better than Hazard. just to wind people up.
Giroud's getting stripped, ready to come on. So that'll be all 3 of Chelsea's changes, I think.
Just got to hang in there now, Marcus. Hang in there.
Yeah.
We will park the bus now, won't we? To be fair, Lukaku I don't know whether it's just my eyes tricking me now. He just looks massive.
You know, I don't think the shorts do him any favours, to be honest. And the black bit, the black stripe bit on the top. Oh, come on, United, keep it out.
Yeah,
right,
but Pogba and Matic don't look very fat in it, do they? They look skinny, so I don't think there's anything in that.
Right, that should have been a free kick to United there, ref. Come on. He had hold of Pogba's shirt. Chelsea definitely know they're in for a game now.
Tell you what, though, I mean, it's probably a little bit early to talk about it, but in relation to Mourinho's future, if he wins this, he's here for a while, isn't he?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. I think he will be, yeah. But Chelsea look absolutely stunned at the minute. So, Alonso's free at the back post. Out for a goal kick. Johnny Ring says Lukaku, too many Belgian waffles. Oh, man.
We just got to hang in there for this game.
Red Jedi says his shorts are huge. I don't think his shorts are doing him any favours whatsoever. So Giroud's come on from Morata. So this is a bit more of a threat, I think, now. Now Giroud's on, United have got something to worry about.
Yeah, well, they'll lump long balls into the box, won't we? We've just got to, you think about Chelsea have had the chances to win this game. Of course they have, but we're just going to hang in there now. The past is the past.
Morata is useless. Morata off. Hell Nor says, why now parking the bus? Why?
Because that's the manager we've got, to be honest. That is the manager we've got.
I think when you look at Pogba, he pulled out, thankfully. Martial, what skill there was. Kante and Pedro left. You expect now Chelsea onslaught. So hopefully United's can hold out. Long ball, David Luiz, take that all day. Goal kick.
Pereira's coming on as well.
Oh.
Who did Herrera come on for? Matic?
Herrera came on for Mata. Do you know what? I think this is a good change from Jose, this one. Absolutely good change. Young, energy, great passer of the ball. Really positive for me, this one.
Try and get a third. Bloody hell, Herrera then can put this game to bed with 10 minutes to go. Save us the bloody high blood pressure. Please do. Herrera was in there, but Kepa got out just in time. I mean, Chelsea had just looked redundant of ideas, and United's this is what we want to see.
Yeah. Pogba's in.
I just don't. I tell you what, I will say this to everybody. I just don't get it with United. I really don't. I don't get how we can be so shit in one half, in 2 games in a row now, and then second half, absolutely brilliant. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
I really thought that was a penalty then.
Nah, he got the ball. Otherwise, I would have been up. I would have been up as well.
Oh, that's a good one. Morata.
Oh, here we go. This could be it. Thank God Hazard was greedy then. Sure. All he had to do was feed Kante, and he was in a one-on-one. He's got to be careful of that. There's still 10 minutes to go. Squeaky bum time. Fasten your seat belts. Hide the lube.
Oh. It's going to be good 10 minutes, this. Good 10 minutes. Rashford's down.
I don't know about good. I'd like it to just blow up now, because this would be a massive 3 points for United if they can get it.
Ed Woodward, look.
He don't know anything about football. You can tell he's sat there going...
Yeah, he's quite a solemn-looking git, isn't he?
Yeah, bloody... He hasn't got a clue about football.
I think Rashford's done something in his calf, I think, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Have a sip of orange, Rashford. That'll make it better. Lukaku's having a chat with Carrick. Pereira's coming on for Rashford. This is an interesting move. I mean, Pereira out on the right-hand side. Shut up, you're rude. Can't stand that guy. Sanchez is coming on as well. There's Sarri moaning about the time. Can't help the time it make changes, mate. Right. Pereira's on for Rashford. Looks like Martial's coming off as well. No?
He'll never take Lukaku. He might be taking Rashford off.
Yeah, Rashford's definitely coming off. I saw the number 10 on the board, but has he changed his mind here or what?
Parking the bus, isn't he?
Well, you know what? This Sarri guy is doing my head in. He's got a mouth on him, hasn't he? On that touchline.
Yeah. He's taking Martial off.
Yeah, Martial's coming off. I don't think that boy deserves to come off. I think he's done really well the second half. Really well. Looks like Mourinho's having a word with him as well. He's smiling. There we go. Yeah. That's all right.
Corner ball.
Oh, mate. Yeah, so confirmation. Pereira comes on. Martial's off. I wonder if he's gone to... Because surely Pereira ain't going to play out on the left-hand side, is he? So probably him and Rashford swap sides. Oh, God, come on, get it away. There we go. Great clearance. Pogba, yeah. Took an elbow in the chest, but great clearance. So, and now
Alexis
Rashford's
should come
coming
on
off.
for Lukaku. No, maybe not.
Yeah.
He never subs Lukaku, does he?
Yeah. I think it's to do with that target man thing, Mark. I think, I don't think we've got another number 9 that can be an actual target man for a ball to feet or anything. Just hold it up well. So, I think he's gone to a 4-5-1.
We just got to see this out. You know what? I know, look, well, I'll say my match reaction about Mourinho. It's unfair to say it on here, but you can't refuse winning games like this. The chance to get rid of Jose Mourinho is far outweighed by the chance to absolutely rip apart and banter those Chelsea fans who've been at us all week. It would be fantastic, but we're not there yet.
No, I've still got a good 5 minutes normal time, and I'd probably say about another 3 or 4 added on. Smalling well in there on Giroud. Great tackle. Smalling's done very well, I think, in the second half as well. He's been a lot tighter to his men. Luis Sanchez picks it up.
Lukaku on his right foot. He'll come back on his left.
Yeah.
Absolute shite. I think Lukaku's been shit today, actually. I'm going to say, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd agree with that to a point, but he's not really had much service, Mark. I mean, first half, he was absolutely deprived of any service whatsoever. He had that one chance that should have been on target. The second half, I don't know, his hold-up play's been okay, but apart from that, Hazard's got it into Barkley. Back to Hazard. Come on, United, said Lewis Pitter. 666.
Where's
Nicky.
all the players there? Where's the press?
If we
Pogba,
win,
get
Chelsea
up.
fans will shut up.
Get up.
Ball in by Pedro. Ashley Young, sorry, Ashley Young, you had time there. There was no need. Oh, you're lucky that paid off.
Okay. He's a
Lukaku
banter
again.
footballer at times, Lukaku. It's not pretty. We've had a contribution here from Ernest Tabiri. He says, Jose giving Martial a lot of love. Jose even hugged him and I think gave him a peck on the cheek, and Martial laughed. He has to start every game. But you know what? That's on Mourinho, that is. That is on Mourinho. You know, so many of us have said that for so long. That he's got to do that. He's got to do it. He's got to pick him. He's got to play him. He's a fantastic player, and it needs to happen more. Every week, he scored 3 goals in 2 games. So, you know, it speaks for itself, doesn't it?
I'll be very surprised if he doesn't start against Juventus. Very surprised. Smalling again. Well, Smalling's been absolutely on it this second half.
I think if we win the game, it doesn't actually make us boost up the table that much, but...
No, but it's a good marker to put down, especially going into the run of fixtures that we got coming.
I don't think we're going to lose this game now. I think if we win the game in the manner that we've won it again, from being, you know, so crap in the first half and then deservedly winning the game 2-1, because it is deservedly. And I know Chelsea will moan about the player being injured on the floor, and you know, I understand that. If it was a United player and it was the Chelsea goal, I'd moan as well. But you're right, Marcus. Letter of the law, it's a goal. You can't moan about it. They've had plenty of chance to come back into it, and we did get in front. You know, the warning was there. There was a long gap between both goals. So, from a United point of view, look, am I still Mourinho out? Well, I'll talk about that in my match reaction. But from what I am encouraged by is the effort of the players in both the second half against Newcastle and again today. And you know, Martial's playing week in, week out. It's encouraging to see what we've seen in this second half, and massive 3 points. If we can get it. I think on the balance of play, you could probably say that a draw you couldn't moan about, but we'd bloody moan about it if it happened now so late on. But Chelsea have had, you know, I think about that Luis free header, the Morata chance. They've had the chances and they've had the balance of play, but we've took our chances. We've been very, very clinical. Well, Martial's been clinical.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree. Everything you said. I mean, I think the Sanchez coming on down the left wing there was a good move, and I think Pereira coming on going to that right hand side was a great move by Jose as well. I really didn't expect Pereira to get a look in on this game. I thought he was just there to make the numbers up on the bench, but he's doing really well, and Sanchez at the minute, just tidying up the flanks. And Pereira's getting forward here. Go on, do the overlap. There we go. Great tackle, Pereira again. That's our ball, ref. Come on.
Well, this is what we need to see in future games. We need to see Pereira and Herrera more involved, and you know, Fred. And I don't like the fact that he's always going with Fellaini and McTominay. That needs to stop.
Yeah. I think Fellaini, like we said at the beginning of the season, you know, 10, 15 minutes to go. Plan B. McTominay, I think he's had a fair amount of chances. I don't think he's up to the standard of United player for the first team yet. So a loan in January, maybe, be good for him. Come on, Luke Shaw, get tighter than that.
Goal kick. How long's he going to add on?
This is really, I mean, since Herrera's come on and blocked that midfield up, I don't think Chelsea 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Well, I'm just going to say you did say 2-1 as well. Yeah.
I'll give you that.
We both went 2-1, didn't we? Just the opposite.
Yeah, I went 2-1 Chelsea. I'm absolutely ecstatic if I've got that wrong. I really am.
Ashley Young, look, tackles 1, total 4, first for United. And he's on a yellow card as well. I mean, Mourinho's going absolutely ape shit down there. That's our ball again. Mike Dean. We've got just over 5 minutes to go. Chelsea on the front foot, which you would expect them to be.
You just know in games like this, there's probably what a takedown by Pereira that is.
Pereira,
and again,
look at that.
He looked immense.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. He's so calm and collected, this lad.
Oh, Pogba was nearly in.
Oh, Oh, but I mean, again, Pereira, so calm under pressure. I think that's something we really miss in that midfield. Away by Smalling, Pereira's got it again. Take the chance to take it down, out to Lukaku. He's really made that right-hand side look a lot more solid and stable since he's come on. Pedro's behind Hazard. Get up. No, that's not a penalty. Never. Never. Good tackle by Lindelof there.
I still think long-term Lindelof is a bloody nightmare at centre-back, isn't he? Let's be honest.
He is the liability,
he's, you know...
No, he didn't even touch him. Didn't even touch him. Giroud should be put there for simulation. Right, 3.5 minutes to go. United, go on, just calm it down. Go on, Pereira. Look at that again. Look, so calm. Unlucky, lad. Unlucky. Right.
Sanchez here on the break.
Yeah.
To Lukaku. Sanchez. Oh, good tackle.
United still looking to go forward, which is good in the time.
Bada bing Sphinx says, let's hope you're right about Mourinho pulling his pants down and leaving a brown cable on the pitch. I don't know what you're on about, mate. Thanks for the contribution, though. This is, I'm just like, I'm keeping it on the down low here because I'm like, this win, a draw will feel like a loss. A win will just be, absolutely fantastic. And United fans should really take it and enjoy it because whatever you think about Mourinho, and I'll have my say on Mourinho on my match reaction, like I say, and I'll be pretty blunt about that. But this is about when you play these big games like this at Chelsea. It's about when you win a game like this, you can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. You've got to go for it, and you've got to enjoy it. And there are massive issues at Manchester United. They don't go away because of one result, but this 3 points is huge, and it will upset a lot of people. It'll upset the Chelsea fans, etc. as well. So, good is what I would say.
Alexis Sanchez has took a card for the team there just now. He's been booked as well.
2 minutes to go. He'll get a lot of satisfaction from this, won't he?
Yeah, he's looking quite calm now. I'm interested to see his reaction once the full-time whistle goes.
Well, he said he wouldn't celebrate because it's, he's got respect for the club. But I think deep down inside, he'd absolutely bloody love it.
Yeah. Go on, Pereira again. He's starting. Look at that. What attack. No way.
They're going to mark up here.
Yeah. Pereira's just been booked as well, throwing the ball away. He's throwing his cards about now. Another set piece, concentration.
Here it comes, cross comes in. Lindelof actually gets on the end of one.
Yeah.
Still a minute to go. I mean, they don't deserve anything now, Marcus, do they? They've done sod all creative. I mean, they had that chance with Luis and Morata, but realistically, since we scored, they've done next to nothing. You've just got to, see it out.
Yeah, I think Mourinho's changes, Herrera and Pereira especially, they were the right changes at the right time, and I think I may have given him a bit of stick about not making any changes when Barkley came on. But fair play to him. He's guns headed by Louise. It's off the post.
There's a goal. It's a bloody goal. Get out, get out, get out. Absolute joke. Why are they winning that back-headed cross there? What a joke. What a bloody joke. A minute gone. Mourinho's going in for a fight now with somebody. What's going on there? What's gone on with Mourinho there? Somebody's just gone at him, Sarri or something. What an absolute prick. Who's done that?
I think it was Sarri.
What a joke. What an absolute joke. What a disgrace.
Down here.
It's all going off in the tunnel now.
Something happened as he walked. Yeah. Something happened as he walked past him, and Mourinho got up and went for him.
That's an absolute kick in the arse. That is an absolute kick in the arse to draw that game. Oh.
Again, they'd been doing quite well holding up until that point, and again, shambolic defending.
Well, I don't know what happened. I think Sarri went past Mourinho and into the tunnel, and then Mourinho went after him. We haven't seen a replay of that because the game is carrying on. We're in the 97th minute, but I just don't believe it. I don't believe it.
They've done everything right. Everything right. Now there's something going on off in the centre circle. Here we go, Herrera and Barkley's going at it. Go on, Herrera. Oh, what sad end to a game. I actually think the game as a whole has been pretty decent, but
well, here they're showing it now. Sarri. It's their coach. It's the coach.
Yeah. Through something.
It's one of their coaches who's got a lanyard. He did something at first, but
game over, I think.
No, I don't know what's going on.
All right. We're up to 98 minutes.
Just absolutely can't believe it.
What an end to the game. What an end. It's a shame because the game's going to be overshadowed by what's gone on the touchline. Pogba and Lukaku having words. Go on, ref, I'll just get this game over. Just get it clear. Get rid of it.
And there it
game
is.
Game over. Yeah. Mourinho and Sarri having words.
It's just I never wanted this game to be a draw anyway, and I certainly don't want it to be a draw in this sense. I mean, it just doesn't do. It doesn't do. If you get the draw, you can start going somewhere, can't you? If you get the win, you can start going somewhere. But the draw, what does it do?
He's doing it again, Mourinho. 3. This ain't going to help him.
No. 3 Premier League titles to Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
It's self-serving for Mourinho, isn't it? It doesn't help us out.
Yeah.
We haven't even seen the replay of the goal, which annoys me because I would like to have seen the replay of the goal to see what went wrong with it. Here comes the cross.
There we go.
It's Ashley Young, isn't it? It's Ashley Young against Luis. I think Smalling gets fouled actually a little bit by Giroud.
Yeah.
Luis gets up really well. It's a good header. But who's marking who? Who's marking Rudiger? Who's marking Barkley? Again, it's just... That's the last minute of a game. The last minute of a game. Where is everybody? What's everybody doing?
It's a shame, mate. The concentration, it's just gone. Absolutely gone. But again, I'll go back to it. You keep changing your centre-backs. You know, we saw it in the first half with the corner. There was no communication. No one knew. I mean, obviously, Pogba let his man go, but he was having a word with Lindelof. Lindelof was talking back to him. No one just seems to know who they're picking up. It's a shame, but this centre-back change, you keep swapping and changing your centre-backs. It's got to stop. It's got to stop because it's costing us points. It's costing us way too many points now.
feels like a loss to me. That really does. I'm just about to do my match reaction. Everybody. Thanks, Marcus, for coming on, pal.
Always, mate. Pleasure as always. Thanks to everyone in the comments, and I'll speak to you all later.
Cheers, pal.
Hello.
I absolutely expected us to be doing a match reaction and winning the game. I didn't expect that at all. I'm really gutted. Match reaction stream will be live in 60 seconds. It's the link in the first line of the video description, so join us for that. I'll be talking about Mourinho as well, whether I think Mourinho should stay or go after today. I'm going to be quite blunt about that. I'm gutted, absolutely gutted. I haven't even changed the scoreline. I'm absolutely gutted about that performance. I'm really angry as well. There's so much wrong with Manchester United that we should have won that game, and well, look, I'll talk about it in the match reaction, but it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable that has happened, and it's crap. But there we go. Link in the video description. I'll be live with you in 60 seconds time. We'll talk about the game and have a bit of a chat about that. So I'll speak to you in a moment. Link in the video description.